Hello, welcome everybody back to another amazing episode of Panel Punks. I'm excited. This is a good week. There's some good
You
comics.
could say it's an ultimate episode.
Yeah, but we're not talking about purely
We are talking about
ultimate.
Miles.
I would say it's more an absolute episode because there was like four absolute books that came out this week
Yeah,
on
but
the
my
same day.
boy's run has ended. I need to talk about that.
All right. I guess you got me a little bit there. All right, it's you
Not
starting
gonna
the
introduce
conversation.
yourself?
Oh, I guess so. I guess I'll introduce myself. I'm Hikaru Hiroki, the Cosmic Oni, host of Panel Punks and the show the Superstar Show.
And I'm Venia Kojo, Stokerum and Bounty Hunter. I like comics, as you will see for the next 3 hours.
And my sidekick that reminds me that I need to do hostly things like remind people of who we are.
Yes. You never know. This may be someone's first episode.
That's true. Just like comics. This could be somebody's first
Yes.
time listening.
Exactly. Okay, so why don't we get into the weekly roundup for the week? These are
Yeah.
comics that came out this week. We are not talking about every single comic that came out, just the ones we're interested in. You know the drill. Let's start off with some Marvel stuff because there wasn't a lot of Marvel stuff that came out. And I'm covering like most of these, so let's get these out of the
hmm
way. Um, let's talk about Iron Man. Let's do Iron Man first. I'm gonna
Really?
save the Spider.
You're gonna break
I'm gonna
tradition from
save.
doing it as usual?
I'm gonna save the Spider-Man stuff for last, if that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about Iron Man, because Iron Man's pretty cool. A little bit of background. I tried reading the last Iron Man, uh, like run,
Oh, really?
and I didn't really like it. It dove way too deep into like corporate politics of like Stark Tech and our
hmm
shareholders have taken over your blah blah blah. I know I have to make a magic. It just didn't appeal to me at all.
Really? I know, I
And it
think
would,
that was the run where he married Emma Frost, right?
I believe so. It was with Emma Frost, but now he's with
hmm
uh Pepper Potts for a little bit. I believe the run that is before this current run. What was it written? It was written by someone who hasn't done a lot of comics I've
Oh,
read,
really?
and it only lasted 9 issues or
Ooh.
10 issues. Yep, the 10 issue curse of these type of things. It was written by someone named Spencer Ackerman. I believe he's someone that doesn't
hmm
read a lot of comics, but has more written a lot of like thriller novels and political
Ah.
novels and stuff like that. So when I heard that Joshua Williamson, who I know from Superman,
hmm
came on to write this, I was like, "Yep, perfect, good choice, great." Because his writing is great. I've been loving his Superman run for a while. He's been really good at working with Scott Snyder on DCKO. I'm really hoping to get on some sort of absolute book. I think it'd be really cool to be on there. But this Iron Man book was really, 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 really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a super strong start
I
to
think so
like
too, yeah.
the series. Like it involves Iron Man trying to start up this like Tony Stark Awards thing.
That
He's
made
trying
me
to
laugh, by the way, when I first saw it, because it was just like regular text. I didn't. They gave you no context. I just like looked over on one page and it said Tony Stark Award, and I was like, wait, what? What is this?
yeah. So basically the plot is like he wants to start this like award to like gift the brightest minds of the world like a
hmm
trophy or whatever for their hard work. um he gets some like science teacher to win the award. But then Madame
Yeah,
Mask comes in and kidnaps him. And also Pepper Potts. Pepper is in here, which is great. I love seeing
yeah.
her.
He seems to be flirting with a lot of different women because there's even that chef that was like talking to him, and she's like,
Yeah, I thought she was like part of Madame Mask's plan because I remember like her talking to Tony Stark being like, "Oh," he's like, "Oh, I'm a dangerous man," and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I like dangerous or something like that. And she winks. And as soon as she winks, a bomb or a gun goes off. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
is she on this too?
No, just unfortunate timing. But like
So the
he
basic plot is that they kidnap every single
Mhm.
participant or recipient for this award because they want to try to replicate the Iron Man suit. Because we see in the very first like scene what we think is Iron Man's origins of him like making the suit in a box of scraps in a cave, and he comes in and he's like, "All right, time to kick ass." He gets killed, and Mad Matt's like, "Shit, it's like the fifth one this week. We gotta get. I don't need another Iron Man suit. I need a new Tony Stark." So, she's trying to find a new Tony Stark for whatever she's doing. I believe she is working with AIM, the beekeepers from hell, as Tony Stark likes to call it in the
Yeah.
issue. So, really excited to see what comes up. But at the very end, he needs help, so he calls Captain America, and he's like, "Hey, Steve, I know the Illuminati disbanded, but I need your help with this one." And Steve's like, "Sure, but not where the Illuminati is. You need New York." And he's like, "Okay." He gets off the phone, and he like, says, "All right, you were right. He needs our help. So how do we kill Tony Stark?" And it shows all of the past Illuminati members. Shows like
Hmm.
um, Fantastic, Miss Fantastic, Sue Storm. What else do they show on here? I
Isn't
know they have.
freaking Norman is Norman Osborn or Harry Osborn there?
I have the issue right here. It involves Captain Marvel, uh,
Hmm.
Sue and Reed. I believe T'Challa. No, no,
Sue
no. It's
and
War
Reed?
Machine. It's War Machine. No, no, no. It's War Machine. I thought that was the Wakanda suit. No, it's War Machine.
Ah, okay.
And some other people. And I have a, and also it shows some sort of Osborn, Harry or Norman, because they have the
Hmm.
weird like stripy buzz cut or whatever.
You mean the cornrows?
I have a feeling these are not the real heroes. These are life model decoys. Because
Perhaps.
as we saw in a previous like scene in the comic, that AIM is using life model decoys. Because we saw one
Hmm.
burning in a fire, and Tony Stark was like, "That's not a real person. That's life model decoy." No, I think that was like a Madame Mask life model decoys. So they
Yes.
are implementing them. So it's not going to be, oh, it's Tony Stark versus the Avengers again or Civil War again. No, I think it's life model decoys, and Tony and Steve is like a part of that, because Steve is not sitting around waiting for Tony to call him. He's out in Latveria right now. So it's like, oh, I think it's life model decoys, but we'll see. Really excited for this though. Like, this issue was so good. Joshua Williamson captured uh Tony's like kind of snarky attitude, but like really cares about people. Like he
Yeah.
really captured that like vibe that like the best of Tony is.
Yeah, when he gave that
And
speech about his dad, that was like such a good
yes,
moment.
that's solidifies things, because like even in the movies, like Tony idolized his dad. Even the fucking Ultimate Universe, he idolizes his dad.
Yeah, which
Um,
I'm surprised he didn't mention anything about being adopted during that speech.
Probably wasn't relevant, I guess, but I
Maybe.
don't know. I I'm really looking forward to seeing what Josh Winston cooks up, and I'm really hoping this does
Hmm.
not last 10 issues. I'm hoping this lasts more than 10 issues, because a lot of these like little mini run, like the last Iron Man run was 10 issues. So it's like I really want to see where we go with
Hmm.
this. So
I'm not
nine
much
out of
of
10,
an
really good shit.
I'm not much of an Iron Man person myself, but I I dig what Josh is doing with Superman and DCKO, so I want to see what he does with this book.
Yeah. Well, my dad's favorite superhero is Iron Man because they're both rich. So it's like, yeah, he's I relate to him because my dad. So
Hmm.
makes sense. But yeah, 9 out of 10, good shit, good shit.
Nice.
Moving on to the next comic, we got something that's not great. Sorcerer Supreme number 2. Um, I was just curious as to, like, what the series was compared to the first issue. It was really good. It was pretty good. Um, Basically, Wanda is the new Sorcerer Supreme post One Order to Doom, post Blood Hunt, where Doctor Strange gave up his title to Doctor Doom to get rid of the vampires, and now he was the ruler of the world, Sorcerer Supreme. Then he died, supposedly, and we know he'll come back soon. So it's Wanda now, and the Vishanti or whatever's like controlling the powers
Hmm.
really do not like Wanda at all.
Oh
So
wow.
they pick Agatha to be the quote unquote actual legit Sorcerer Supreme. And they fight, and then she hexes Agatha's heart and she goes away for a bit. And then she comes back, and then they fight more. And it was just fight, 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 fight.
Oh
And it was
no.
like, I'm not attached to this. And from what it seems like, this is going on for 2 more issues. More fighting with Agatha Harkness.
Oh,
And
it's
it's like, what?
because they're probably trying to push her as a character in the books because they made that show of her
Yeah.
that nobody asked for. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, I heard everyone really liked that
I
show,
heard
though.
it too. I'm just saying that I don't know who asked for it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it like 1 or 2 more issues just to see where this goes, but
Hmm.
it's really losing my interest. Like at
Oh,
least
that sucks.
the ghost dog shows up, Wong shows
Bats.
up. Yes, Bat shows
Let's
up.
go. We love
Like
him.
they show up for a bit and they're like, "Hey, we gotta help Wanda. There's a girl, Agatha, trying to kill her." And Wong's like, "Ah, fine. I'll do it in a second." And he gets stabbed at the end. He'll be all right, but like he got stabbed. And he's like, "Ah, I hate this." And Wanda's like, "No, you're coming with me. Drag you to hell."
Nice.
He'll be all right. I know. It was just like yeah, they're fighting all right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I don't know. I gave it a what? I give it a fucking like 6 or something. Yeah, I gave it a 6. It was okay. I just really want this to be more than just Agatha and Wanda fighting for the title. Just
Hmm.
I don't care. Just give me something else, please. But speaking of nothing but fight scenes,
Oh
the
no.
end 2099 number 2. Um, the basic plot of this, it's just a big fight scene. Like the whole series, it's like Mephisto and Galactus, who got possessed by Null, who was named like Abyssal or something, is like wagering, oh, my universe can outlast your universe, oh, my universe can outlast your universe. So they're pitting 2099 with 3099 together, and they're fighting each other.
Oh no.
Then we have a lot of weird variants, like really different, like Spider Girl's in there, like Mayday Parker's in there.
Oh really?
Um, we have Miles, but from Earth 1048,
Hmm?
and not 616 or 1610. I
So
don't know
it's not
why.
the main line Miles that we're seeing on this cover?
No, it's from Earth 1048 apparently.
Huh?
We also
Okay.
see 616 Red Hulk. We see Thaddeus Ross,
Yep.
which is like, isn't he doing Latveria shit? What the fuck? And then
Hmm.
he gets nullified, or like with the null thing with the little spiral, the red spiral, and it's like, wait, what the fuck? Huh? Wait, is this canon? Is this
Yeah.
continuity? What's going on? If this would have been like 617 or like some other variant of like Red Hulk, I'd be like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Because they have another Red Hulk fighting this Red Hulk. But
Oh.
no, they explicitly say it is 616 Thaddeus Ross. And it's like, I
Huh.
don't understand. Um, I'm just kind of wondering what they're doing with this run, or like this little
Hmm.
mini series. I believe they're trying to end 29 universe and make a 39 universe, because we see the gold Spider-Man with the little like blue eyes. He's 3099 Spider-Man. He looks super futuristic and cool and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, to be honest, I kind of only really picked up this issue because of Miles. I want to see what Miles is up to, and he gets a moment or two. He's like fighting 2099 beside Miguel O'Hara's. He's also fighting 3099, and they team up to be like, yeah, we should probably go stop this Abyssal guy instead of fighting each other. And they're like, yeah, we should. Because, weirdly enough, this was a big contrast to Spider-Verse, where in Spider-Verse, across Spider-Verse, Miguel O'Hara is fighting Miles, and Miles is like, no, we shouldn't, like, kill universes, and Miguel is like, no, we should absolutely do that. But in this, it's the opposite, where Miles is like, no, we
Hmm.
gotta fight each other, and Miguel's like, no, we gotta fight Abyssal. That's the real causes, because if you win and I lose, Abyssal's just gonna win anyway. So let's team up to fight him. So that was interesting. It was fine. Again, I'm just kind of curious as to where this is going.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 7 because I really like the art. The art is really good. The fight scenes are really nice. I remember from my local comic shop. This is random, but hear me out. My local comic shop, they had a February like lookout message,
Uh-huh.
and for like different comics are coming out, like what they recommend. And one of the comics recommended was the boss fight special, the DCO boss fight special that
Yeah.
has Homelander and Annabelle and other random bullshit in there. But the owner of the shop wrote in this blog, he was like, I read an advanced copy of this, and it was really good. It feels like a bunch of action figures are like pitted up against each other and fighting, and it's really cool. And I'm like, that's kind of what I feel like this is. Just a bunch of different random characters just fighting. Um,
Hmm.
but I feel like it's also going to have some implications towards Future 2099, yes, 3099. So who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
But on to the
I I just want to say I thought they just reintroduced 2099. So now they're going to end it? That's
yeah, I'm
weird.
not sure. Uh,
They don't know what they want to
let's
do with that universe.
let's move on to the good shit. The good shit. Let's talk about Amazing Spider-Man. This annual, I was a little bit worried at first because like
Hmm.
Saladin Ahmed is not a good writer. He really fucked up on Daredevil. He wasn't that great on Miles. That was my least favorite Miles run. So I was really worried, like, oh no, what's he? No, it was really good actually.
That's good.
It involves Peter and Rapid, who is a frequent side character. He hasn't really appeared in any like mainline flagship major arcs of like ASM. But
Hmm.
he's been in, like a lot of like side issues, backups, annual specials, stuff like that. It's like a yeah, this dude's kind of here. He's a speedster. He's a really fast guy that slows down time and speeds and shit. So like, that's kind of cool. So they're just hanging out, and Screwball shows up, and she's like, "Oh my god, chat, let's go kill some people. Wouldn't that be funny?" Um, I wrote in the ASM notes that they have a lot of Zoomer talk, like for real,
Uh-huh.
and fit. And it's like, gee, we get it. You're trying to appeal to Zoomers with Screwball. I don't care.
Trust
But it was
me,
actually
I think everybody hates the character Screwball because they're just that character.
they're obnoxious. So
They
it's like,
are.
we want to see Spider-Man and Rapid beat the shit out of her. When they don't, they
I
just kind of
mean,
stop her plans.
if you ever
Like
want to
she,
read something where they get the shit beat out of them, just go read Superior Spider-Man.
like she wreaks havoc on New York, like sinkholes that just from
Hmm.
subways, trains, and oh, here's a food truck, it's gonna explode. And it's like that's cool and all, but what really floored me, the art was so good. Like the art was so good. The art is from someone named Federico Visitini. Really like his art. He's done most of the latter half of Miles Morales' covers. Which
Nice.
I will talk about Miles in a second, but um in the end of that issue, uh, Cody credited Federico as the main artist and like a co-writer. And that wasn't really he's not credited for either. Like he does the covers. I'm sure he may have helped with the story, but like Cody Ziegler is credited as the writer, so I'm not sure what was up with that.
Mm.
But with the annual, first uh first story was really good. Really amazed by how decent the writing was from Saladin. But the art was the show stealer. I love that art so much. And then the second story was kind of a filler. It was just it was written by Joe Kelly, by the way, so it's kind of canon like the whole Norman Osborn shit. But it's like, oh, I'm
Mm.
a spider slayer. I'm gonna go kill things, and oh, I'm so glad it's got funded. Right, Hobgoblin? Yes, you're right. And there's some random billionaire who's like, yes, I also helped too. That's it. It was like 4 pages of nothing, and I'm like, huh?
Don't you hate
Okay.
that?
I don't know. The art was really good though. That's what I really enjoyed out of it. I gave it a 7. The art was fucking
Who did
fantastic.
the cover? Was it the artist on who did the inside stuff, or was it somebody else? Because I like that cover.
The cover artist for the main cover was someone named Francisco Mobili.
Ooh,
Never heard of him, but like
it's a
really
great
good cover.
looking cover.
Yes, but the person of the interior is Federico Vizzatini. Really good shit. Uh, but speaking of peak, oh no, we have to talk about Miles. We have to talk about Miles. I was dreading reading this issue, not because it's bad,
Hmm.
but because this run was so good. And I'm so sad they're like ending it on a haha funny 42. Like they call in some the places I read up on, they call Miles Mr. 42 issues guy because
Really?
because his series have not lasted more than 42 issues. Like Saladin's run didn't last
Hmm.
42 issues. Miles didn't last 42 issues. Like it ends if we do because haha funny Miles number. But it's like last more than that, please. So basic plot. This is the final issue of not even the run, but the current arc following a character named Rabble, who is this Arabic woman who has a tragic backstory of like her parents were like struggling really hard, and they got Ranim, who's her name, into a good school, and she can like talk to machines and shit. And while she's doing okay, her parents like really struggling. I think they are, if I'm not mistaken, they died in the
Oh damn.
previous issue. I'm not sure, but she is really like mechanically talented, and she
Hmm.
teams up with a long running Miles villain called the Assessor, who is this like AI who trapped Miles in this like prison and basically trained his it like took note of his like powers and shit. I believe if I'm remembering correctly, I believe this was part of the clone saga that happened where Chip comes from.
Yes, I remember that.
I believe the sister had a part in that because how do they get the data or whatever. I could be
Hmm.
wrong in that. That's what I remember. So Rabble and Assessor team up and they're fucking up Miles heavily. The last issue, Peter comes back with his gold suit, and that's great. That's cool. That's good to hear. People thought that it wasn't going to be Miles, or but Pete, it wasn't going to be Peter, 616, rather Peter 6160.
Oh, that
That
would have
wasn't
been
the case
cool.
though, because the cover says plus a new threat from the alternate universe.
Hmm.
That's more talking about the post quote unquote post credits of a comic, the post credit scene. But I'll talk about that in a sec. So they're fighting Assessor, and like there's a scene where Miles like slashes Assessor in half.
Yeah.
Apparently that is a Trunks moment.
Yeah, because on
Uh
Blue Sky, Cody had made a post where it's like, "Hey, look, we made a like another reference to Dragon Ball." Because apparently there's other ones too. I think there's another one where it had to do with somebody biting somebody else, and that's like a scene that happened in the Boo arc. But it's the one where Miles cuts him in half, And literally in the script, he had written, he's like, this is going to be a big Trunks cutting Frieza in half energy type drawing. And it's exactly that.
Yeah. So, uh, they finish off the accessories. All of his body's like dead or whatever.
Hmm.
But Reneem is still in the picture, and Miles is like, "Hey, you don't have to like fight because you're hurt. You have to like survive." And let me get like the fucking there's a dialogue piece that he says. What does he say? I just think you're scared like the rest of us. You were sent out into a world you weren't equipped to handle, with no support system. It sucks, and it's not fair, and it's okay that you're upset. So he's like really talking with Renee, being like, yeah, your past's like kind of shit, but like you don't have to be defined by it. And she's like, no, I will hunt you down every waking second. I will kill you. And so I was like, okay. So he uses up like a really powerful like venom blast to like venom blast her face, and she
Oh
gets
damn.
electrocuted, and she falls down a big distance. And Miles like, oh, I use up all my power, so I guess I'm just gonna stay here. He gets rescued by uh what was her name? It's his therapist. Her name is. Why does it not list the character's name? Come on. Powerlift. Keisha Kwan. So Powerlift,
Hmm.
who has been a pretty major player in the latter half of the Cody Ziegler ongoing, because there was a point where Miles couldn't use his like spider sense anymore, and it was apparently due to his anxiety. So there was a bit of a issue
Ah.
where he actually go see a superhero therapist. And I thought that was really cool because she actually gave him like advice and like
Hmm.
support, and gave him breathing exercises that gave him his powers back, his like spider sense powers. So dealing with a lot of like mental health issues was a really big reason why I really love this run, because it wasn't just, oh, I fight dudes. No, it actually dealt with like real mental health issues, and that's really cool. Um, so he gets rescued by Powerlift, and Spider-Man comes back. But they did not rescue Reneem. She's kind of presumed dead.
Oh shit.
And Powerlift's like, I'll try to find her, but no promises. And Miles like, okay, sure. And he's feeling down, and Peter's like, you know what really helps me? Spider 5, high five. Oh, and then it cuts to an epilogue a few weeks later. Miles doing a lot better. He's like in a cast after the battle. He's kind of injured a little bit, but he's doing okay. He writes in his journal, which was started by Saladin's run. Ziegler picked it up, where he's like, "Oh, dear
Hmm.
diary, blah 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 blah." He's talking about like, "Oh, I'm doing a lot better, hanging out with my friends, and doing school stuff, and oh, I get to see my girlfriend Starling, not Miss Marvel, not Miss Marvel." Like, there was a panel
Yeah, you're so
where
excited about
it
that.
is Shift and some girl, Miles with Starling, and they're kind of holding each other, like Shift with the girl and Miles with Starling.
Let's
Miss Marvel was
go.
just kind of sitting there in the middle. They're watching a zombie movie, and they're like scared by it, right? Miss Marvel is not being helped by anyone. She's kind of sitting in the middle. I'm very glad that Zig was like, "Stop! Spectacular Spider-Man. That issue did not happen. It did not
Hmm.
happen." Miles is Starling, and I am very, very glad he did that. Because they
Yeah.
are not a good couple, if at couple at all. It just feels really weird. Uh, but Miles and Starling have like a big history, so they're great. Um, and it's like, yeah, oh, I'm eating a hot dog with Peter on like a water tower, and there's a gunshot, and he's like, oh, that's my cue. And then he swings up, and he's like, oh, is that you? And he's like, yeah, it's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh
And then
yeah.
we get a message from Ziegler. And I want to read it to you in full, because this one is great, and I want to read it, and I want to give credit. It's a little message from Ziegler. It says, "Dear Journal, yo, it's me. No, not Miles. Cody Ziegler, the guy who's been lucky enough to have spent the past 4 years writing for his
That's
favorite
crazy.
character. Isn't that wild? 4 years seems like so long, and yet somehow not long enough. In fact, I'm currently sitting at one of my local coffee shops, a place where I've written countless issues, struggling to figure out how to properly convey to you, the reader, just how amazing, or spectacular, I should say, or ultimate, this whole journey has been. Getting past 10 issues is no small feat, let alone 42, plus the annuals, giant size, alpha, omegas, and the events. The simple fact is, none of that would have been possible if it wasn't for the readers slash fans giving our team and our book their support. Speaking of the team, I have to give a huge shout out to our editorial staff. This book would not have been possible without the incredible, without all the incredible thoughts, notes, and insights from Tom Groneman, Caitlin Lindfett, Hayden McGahee, and Nick Lowe. Also, Zeb Wells for being the guy who really got me into comic writing. Then there's the artist, my brother Federico Visitini. It was an honor co-writing this book with you and watching us figure out what this story was together. Federico Visitini was only credited for the covers. So I'm wondering what he means by that. Is he uncredited for co-writing?
It could be a case of where the artist and him are talking back and forth and like figuring out ideas, and that could be it.
Possibly. That's what I'm kind of thinking, but it wasn't co-story, it's co-writing. So
Mm-hmm.
not sure what that means, but whatever. Um it was an honor writing this book with you and watching us figure out what the story was together. Daniel D. Niculo, Partha Pratam Sarkar, Marco Renna, Luigi Zagaria, Dyke Round, Harun Clark, Brian Valenza, VC's Corey Petit, and all the other collaborators took the time to dedicate their talent to this book. Giants all. Lastly, and certainly not least, I want to thank my family and friends for all the love and support they've shown me. This book is dedicated to my mom, Treva Ann Ziegler,
Aw.
my biggest champion. Though she never got to read an issue, a small part of her lives in Rio. Well,
Aw.
y'all, I think that about wraps things up for me. Thanks again from the bottom of my heart to everyone who supported our book, to the team for all your contributions, to Marvel for giving me this opportunity, to Brian and Saladin for letting me stand on their shoulders. Till next time, your friendly neighborhood writer man.
Aw.
And then it cuts to an epilogue. It's Spot talking with a computer, and then like there's
Oh.
this blip that's like going off from the universe, and Spot's like, "Yeah, what is it?" They're like, "I think it's some sort of devices," but we
Ooh.
pinpointed exactly who it was, and he's like, "Well, pal, it's like apartments and like buildings you have to go through." The computer's like, "It's Spider-Man. If we find the spider, we'll find the blip." And it's like to be continued in May, and it's like, oh, so yeah, he's gonna be a major part of Armageddon then.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm really excited to see what the next arc of Miles is because I have a feeling they're not gonna have Miles not have a series, right? They're gonna have Miles have an
He's
ongoing after
he's
Armageddon.
basically like the other half of Spider-Man at this point. He's so big because I mean he's got two freaking movies. He's got a game. He's in all the shows.
Yeah.
Like he's that popular.
So he's gonna have another ongoing, and we will talk about this at the very end of the episode. But
Hmm.
I have pairings that I want for this next uh ongoing that we're gonna get most likely post Armageddon, if not revealed during the middle of Armageddon. I'm not sure when we'll have it, but I have a feeling we are going to hear news sooner rather than later of Miles' next ongoing. 10 out of 10 perfect issue, perfect run.
That's no
I love
surprise from
this
you.
so much.
That's
Oh
no
yeah,
surprise from you.
every Miles issue is like a gift from Marvel themselves, being like, "We're sorry we gave you Eddie Brock 10 issues.
Yeah.
Here is 42 Miles," and I'm like, "Why isn't it 50?" Bye. And they leave.
Yeah. Do you mind if I take lead on this DC
Yes,
side
yes,
of
go ahead.
things?
Go ahead.
I'm a DC boy. I love me my DC. And we're going to be starting off with one of the most epic crossover, the other half of this crossover anyway. We saw the first half of it over in Wonder Woman. Now we're seeing the half in Absolute Batman.
What's kind of surprising is that I thought this was going to be a two-parter continuous like crossover.
Mm-mm.
It's not. It's more of like a crossover anthology. like a Death
It's
Star,
like
where it's
one
like,
adventure and then the next adventure,
yes, yeah,
which I
where
kind
it's
of
like,
like that.
oh,
They're
here's the
self-contained in
other
a bit.
character in this book, here's the other character in this
Hmm.
book. It's not a two-parter where it's like you have to buy both, which I kind of appreciate. It's a lot of
Yes.
crossovers, especially with Death Spiral. I'm gonna buy every issue of Death Spiral because I'm hooked on all the characters. But if, let's say, I was only a Eddie Brock Carnage fan,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't want to buy ASM. I wouldn't want to buy Venom. I only want to read the Carnage stuff. Same with like
Yeah.
Venom or whatever. I don't want to read. I want to buy every single issue. Well, that's not my problem because I'm reading every issue because I'm reading Venom. Eddie Brock Carnage before that got canceled, and then ASM. So it's like I
Uh-huh.
don't. I can do that, but like others can't, and that's pretty reasonable. Comics cost a lot of money if you buy it in bulk, like what I do. But it's cool that they're like kind of restricting it to like solo adventures where it's like a single
Yes.
issue of like Wonder Woman and Batman. The Wonder Woman
I
crossover was
think
like,
they 100% like everything absolute. They are thinking
yeah,
about it in such a reader-friendly way where it's like if you weren't reading this title, you can read it, but you don't have to read that previous crossover for this one at this
yeah.
moment, which is good.
Um yeah, cuz Absolute has been selling like fucking hotcakes. Like
Hmm.
it's going off crazy. Like they
I'm
have
wondering
done
how
what, 10
many.
printings of Absolute Batman number what?
Yeah, I'm wondering, and two of the annual, and then two of like some of the other issues too, because
Yeah,
they're always going out. I'm wondering for this issue, how many it's going to get reprinted.
not sure. But why don't you
Yeah,
recap
let me
the
tell what
issue?
happened in it. This is the second part of the Wonder Woman crossover. We see Bruce. He's kind of on the outs with Harvey and Oswald. After they got like experimented on, they're like, "Hey, like we're really fucked over here, dude." And Waylon is too.
We also see at the beginning he's like at the construction site, sort
Hmm.
of like because at the
We
beginning, like
get
when
kind
Harvey
of
kind of finds out about Bruce, we
mhm.
know he's like a civil worker. He's like working
Yes.
at like construction and sewer stuff. So we kind of see that where it's his
I
job.
hadn't read previous issues. Is this the first time that they're revealing absolute Lucius Fox? Because it seems like his boss is Lucius Fox.
I don't think it's Lucius Fox.
He calls him Mr. Fox, I'm pretty sure. Or Lucius.
Poten- Potentially. I didn't really pick up on that though. I do know that he said touch some grass, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, not the Zoomer lingo.
I think he's
They
just
also
telling him to
say
go do stuff.
when Bruce is visiting the hospital, Harvey or whatever is like, "Get out of here! You're not him!" And I'm like, "Stop it! Don't want my Zoomer humor in my comics,
I
and I'm a
think
Zoomer."
I think it's fine. It wasn't too bad. Anyways, Bruce is like, well shit, I gotta go fix what happened with Waylon. So he's like, alright, well, Diana gave me this little circular thing that I used in the last adventure. I'm gonna use it again. So
Yeah.
this is the second time using it. I noted this that he's only got one more time, so
Yes.
I'm
And
interested in
even
what
one of
he's
them is
gonna
like,
use.
"You can only use it 3 times. It better be dire." And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, so I'm interested when he's gonna use it the next time. But anyways, he's like, "Hey, I need a cure for my friend. You have like a bunch of magic shit from your world. Do you know any way to do this?" And she's like, "Yeah, well, we're gonna have to go to this other dimension." So they go
Is it like
into,
hell?
no, it is like a place beneath the island where she grew up. So it's like beneath hell technically. Um, but they go there to challenge a guy named Acrolis, which is like this centaur type looking guy. Uh, but while they're going around, they're just like it takes like days. It takes multiple days to get where they're going, and each
Yeah, and
time,
during their journey,
yeah,
like they revealed their backstory about like,
hmm
"Oh, I was raised in an island," and Bruce like, "Oh, that sucks." And then Bruce like,
he's just
"Oh,
like,
my dad got killed by bats," and he's like, "Oh shit." So they know
yeah,
each other. They know each other very
that and
well.
Diana's like, "Don't do this or you'll die. Don't do this or you'll die." And then there's like that one panel where she's like, "Don't
Oh,
look
the
at the
Cyclops.
Cyclops in the eye." And he's like, "What? Or it'll kill me." And she's like, "No, it's just rude. Why would he kill you?"
It's just impolite.
That part made me laugh. Then they're taking a rest, and well, actually, in between like the days, it goes to like what's Alfred doing, and Alfred is going to feed Waylon, and he's like, Waylon, don't you fucking eat me! He like pulls out a gun and just like
What's really
runs
funny
off.
is like he reveals Bruce's age. He's 24.
Oh, is he?
Yes, because like, oh, I'm not a 24-year-old with blah blah blah.
Damn,
So
he's
Bruce is
super young.
24.
He's super young.
He's younger than me, and that's really weird.
He's like half the age of mainline Bruce, I would say.
Yeah,
Mainline
I
Bruce is
think
probably
mainly
like
Bruce like in his
50.
50s.
Yeah, he would have to be. But anyways, they're taking a break, and Bruce goes to have a dream, and he has a dream about his dad, and he's like, Dad, like I think about that time that you saved me. He's like, well, that's not how I interpret that moment. I didn't save you. What I interpret as saving you is like teaching you how to be the person that you were and like raising you. That was saving you. And
I
then he
kind of
just,
teared up when I
I
saw Bruce's
know,
dad because
it's
like
really sad.
it's some like closure on that, and
Hmm.
he kind of feels a little bit better after that.
Well, that I think
And
Diana did that because she put the coins on his eyes.
yes, so she kind of knew what she was doing. I don't know.
She's
It
a
was
really
great to
good friend.
see.
They're really good friends. I love that.
Yeah,
And
it was
then,
great to it was great to see like him seeing his dad, and he wakes up and he's
yeah,
like, Diana, I had a dream. He's like, no, no, not
we
now.
gotta, yeah, we gotta get ready and fight this guy. So then they get to that bridge where Acrolis is, and Acrolis makes a comment. He's like, "You and your life partner are here to fight me," and it has this cool splash page. Wonder Woman and Batman. They're like, "We're not together,"
Yeah,
which is great.
that's
Uh,
great. I love that.
and then they're fighting him. Batman punches him in the gut, and then he thinks he's down. And there's this great panel where she's like, "Hey, Bruce, you should never stand behind a centaur." And he's like, "What?" And then he gets kicked off, and
Yeah,
we think we're like, "Oh shit! Well, Batman's done for." All of a sudden, we see a winged beast. It's Wonder Woman's Pegasus, and he's like,
yeah.
"Hey, I got your bat centaur right here."
What's really interesting is that they foreshadowed this, where before Wonder Woman
Hmm.
was talking like, my Pegasus doesn't like mortals. Like
Yeah,
it's very selective on who it sees. So Pegasus choosing Bruce to rescue is very important.
it is. It also shows like that bond, but also it shows like Bruce is more than a human for sure with all the shit that he's done. Like
Yeah.
he's just gone through a lot. Uh,
Maybe Barbados is in this universe?
I think
Well,
I don't think so. I think it's just saying that he's reached such a level of like he is not just a mere human. So that is
yeah.
admirable enough for this creature
Yeah.
to go and save him. Anyways, they're fighting him. Bruce gets shot with an arrow, and then he's like downed, and then Diana's like, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you," and then knocks out Acrolis. They retreat, and basically, Bruce is thinking like they didn't get what they wanted, and then she's like, "Hey, like, what you're looking for is inside you," and he just pulls out the arrow, and it's like shining. So then he takes that tip of the arrow, and then gives it to Waylon and says, "Hey, like, wear this and have it touch your skin, and know that you're never alone." Which I was like, "Oh, that's so freaking sweet." Like he loves his friends in this series. He's just so
His friends
close.
don't love him. They kind of
No,
fucked
not
up his
all of
life.
them. No, no, they don't. But he cares about them. You can truly like see that he gives a shit and he's like willing to go through almost literal hell to get them back to how they're supposed to be. So the issue ends with that, and him like going to the construction site, and Mr. Fox is like, "What happened to you? You broke your arm." And what does he say? I can't remember what he says for the excuse. Let me grab the issue real quick.
Like you did, like I did with Miles.
Yeah, I have
I
him
have all the
next to
issues I
me.
bought next to me.
What does he
Things told me
say?
like, oh, here's the thing.
He says, "Your arm. What the hell did you do?" "I was just following your advice, Mr. Fox. Touched some grass, rode a horse, got in a fight." He says, but and he's like, just kidding. I slipped in the shower. Come, time to build things.
Yeah, that was
Oh
a hint
yeah.
from the beginning. That was a foreshadow
And
where
then
the boss was like, "Hey, you should like go out and do shit. You know, touch grass, ride a horse, get in a fight,
yeah.
stuff like that." And he did.
And then
Did
we
all that.
for the next one, it just in chorus is Ivy. So we're getting absolute poison ivy for the next like
Yes.
2 issues. So that'll
Yeah,
be
that's
interesting
when that's
too.
what the lists were about. Is Ivy.
But
I thought it was
I
a really good
I love
self-contained
it.
crossover.
It was amazing art. I love Nick Dragotta is the artist, if
Yes.
I'm correct. Amazing stuff.
Yeah. I rated it a 9 out of 10. It was
I
good
would put it there
show.
too. And then speaking of absolutes, this is just gonna be like all 4 absolutes in a row.
Yeah. Well, no, Green Lantern.
Oh, did you put Green Lantern? I didn't see Green Lantern
No,
on
there's
here.
no Green Lantern this week.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I said all 4 of these in a row.
Oh, I said all the absolutes 4
No,
for 4. I'm like, no, Green Lantern's
no,
still missing.
no,
But did you not read Absolute Wonder Woman?
I did not. I did not read
I
this one.
did. Someone reads some absolute. I'm going to tell you about Absolute Wonder Woman. I will say, when I first started reading Absolute Wonder Woman,
Uh
I
huh.
did not like the art. I think Hayden Sherman is a kind of an overrated artist a lot of the time because every time I see like the Superman special, the one during DCKO where I think it was like Lex Luthor versus that one guy, that demon guy. I was like, oh my
Oh,
god, it's Hayden Sherman. His
yeah,
art is amazing. And it's like
Etrigan.
it's fine.
I
It's
liked it.
okay. I don't really like how he draws faces, but I can confidently say his art has improved drastically because these are a lot better.
Oh, really?
Um, it basically starts with it has Steve Trevor kind of like in martial court or some sort of like Congress hearing about like, oh, you you disobeyed orders from blah blah blah, and Steve Trevor's like, no, I didn't. I follow Wonder Woman. I didn't get any orders. If and he like it makes a little speech in the end. He like leaves and he goes like, if you want to talk to me again, you can subpoena me, and he just leaves.
That's awesome.
But it also deals with the aftermath of Wonder Woman finding out that there was this witch that stole her powers, and this witch is Zatanna.
And she looks fucking hot.
Yeah, she's hot.
She's punk as hell too. I love
I
that
put in my
jacket.
notes. There was one note that I put in there, and it says Zatanna is hot.
I love
We also
that.
see some of the aftermath of her arc in the maze with the centaur guy. He's back. The bull centaur minotaur. The minotaur guy.
Mm.
He's there, and he's like she's like trying to find homes for all the refugees from the maze because there was like a colony in there. And the bull was like, well, I don't have a home. Where are you taking me? And one woman's like, I've told you time and time again, this is your home for as long as you want it. And he's like, okay, sure. Um, but she keeps having these like dreams about her in hell, and I believe it's Aphrodite who's sort of like haunting her a little bit because she has like a
Ah.
white cloak over her head, and every time she comes like Aphrodite, is that you? Um, but it's not. So they get to some sort of like red carpet party type thing. Um, there's some researchers who dug out a lot of like Themyscira, like Greek ruins, and they're putting it in a museum.
Hmm.
And Diana, Wonder Woman, is like there, sort of attending it and everything. So, you know, her, Steve Trevor, the researcher girl, they're all like kind of there. They're having a drink or whatever. And she falls down and is ill, and she has another dream about her fighting this like one goddess woman. They're fighting each other. There's a really striking page of like Wonder Woman getting the upper hand and just beating the shit out of this like white leopard goddess girl.
That's
And she's like
so.
punching her more and more in smaller and smaller panels until it gets like really, really small.
Oh,
Really
cool.
like that shit. But she wakes up and Zatanna is there with like some other characters.
Ooh.
And she's like, I think she's bi because she repeatedly calls Wonder Woman a cutie. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe, or maybe
yeah,
she's just
yeah.
like, I don't know. Sometimes people just call people cute. But if she is
Not
bi, I'm fine.
not straight people to other
They
people with a
do.
gender
They
identity. Nope,
do.
nope.
I can call my male friends cute.
You're bi. That doesn't count. So they're fighting, and Wonder Woman realizes she can't use her powers anymore, and she's like, "You stole my powers," and she's like, "Yeah. So why don't we duke it out, cutie?" That's it. It's the end. Good shit. Very solid start to this
Hmm.
5 month long arc because it's
Really?
five arcs,
Wow.
5 months. Yes. It's sort
That's
of like
interesting.
how Batman had a large arc with the Zoo. That was like
Uh
six
huh.
or seven issues. It was a long arc, but they wanted to fill a trade.
Hmm.
Um, what I'm thinking is if they're gonna do a trade of this, it's probably going to skip the Batman crossover, probably put in the previous trade, and have this trade cover like the 1 to 2 parts of like Wonder Woman tracking down Zatanna and like she fucks off and like binds her powers to Zatanna instead. And then the 5 parts of this arc. So
Okay.
who knows? Good shit though, 8 out of 10. Really, 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 really good shit. But
Yeah.
speaking of peak,
Absolute Martian Manhunter. Or
every
so.
fucking issue of this series is so
Wait, should
good.
we call him his real name? Absolute Martian Mindfucker. I love that. That's just a reoccurring thing. So we're
Want to read
picking
something?
up, yeah. So we're picking up kind of where things left off from last issue, where it showed that John is living by himself. He's kind of divorced from his wife and his kid right now because
More
she's
like
like,
separated.
yeah, she's just like, you told me the truth, quote unquote, but it's absolutely crazy what you're telling me. You're telling me that there's a green man in your head? No. So,
Yeah.
we're seeing like he's driving through Middleton, and all through that, you're seeing all of these weird balloons like, hey, like, FBI, this is me, and like I want to
I want to
report
report my
my
partner. I want to report
husband.
my
I want to report,
boss. I want to report
yeah.
my kid. I want to
It's
report my
everybody's
sister.
reporting each other because they're getting like so paranoid, and there's this just white crack growing and growing and growing on the side panels, showing that the White Martian's coming back. He's not dead. So, and then we see John's talking to his boss, and his boss is like, "Yeah, because of all these like tick ups, we're putting you back in the field." And it is one of the grossest scenes ever because he's like eating the chicken, and the chicken is talking about how it's like, you don't know
You
what
wouldn't eat me if you
happened.
see what I've been
Yeah,
through.
it's like terrifying. Anyways, he's sent out into the field, but he doesn't go work. He goes to he drinks his sorrows away because he misses
Goes
his
to the
wife.
bar, and there is a quote that I want to read from
Hmm.
this. It fucks on the medium a lot. There is a quote
Yes.
that he has like smoke, like he's smoking a cigarette, and the cigarette smoke is a thought box, and it says, "Can I remember the last time I was in a place that let you smoke inside?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you're playing with the medium. Yes, good shit.
Yeah, I love that scene where like everybody's got their thoughts, and like through the smoke it is each one of their thoughts. Like what else was there that they were saying in that scene? I'm looking through it right now.
Yeah, but it's like he's in the bar and like the green Martian's kind of like bugging him a lot, and
Yeah.
he's hearing a lot of thoughts, and like he gets fucking tired of the green Martian. He's like, "Hey, can you piss off like one night, please?" And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So he
So
fucks off. Um,
he's going and
he
doing
goes,
his own thing for a little bit. He says he's investigating, but he's just kind of like
but it's more like
sightseeing,
dwarfism.
which is great. And then John's like, finally, I can go see my wife. So he goes and does that. All throughout it, we're seeing scenes of Ty, his son, playing with clay, making things, fighting like that replica version of the Martian.
Yeah, the
Uh,
White Martian.
yeah. Well, no. The Green Martian. He's fighting him with
Oh.
like a bunch of other things. So we haven't seen the White Martian yet. The White Martian is inside Ty. We know that, but
Mhm.
it hasn't been quite revealed. But he goes to see his wife, and he gets showered up and everything because he puked all over himself.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Do you want to smoke?" He's like, "No, I'm trying to quit." She's like, "That's good for you." And all while this is happening, while he's trying to catch up with his wife, the Martian is getting caught up by this agent. Uh,
It's just called the agency
yeah,
for
the
the solicits.
agent. Which now he's like cornered by him. He's gonna like shoot him. They're fighting.
But
John and
there's a
his
quote that I want
wife.
to read that is like really really good. It was when they're cornering him
Oh
and he's
yeah,
shooting him, and the shoot like art turns into the words, "This is not a gun," and a speech bubble. It's the idea of a gun,
yeah,
America's gun, and I'm
yeah.
like, that's really good.
This character's very patriotic. He's got a bunch of red, white, and blue coming off him. He's very like, I'm America, and
Mhm.
I follow what America says. But
But he eventually gets like shot down, and
he
there was
does. But before that,
every
there's a really good,
oh yeah.
there's a good back and forth between him and his wife, and she was like, "Oh, so you can read minds?" And she's like, "If you can read my mind, what am I thinking of right now?" And he's like, "You're thinking about cheese." She's like, "That doesn't count. I'm always thinking about cheese." That's such a
Like
good
that
scene.
a lot.
I know, it's so good. And they're both lovey-dovey around each other. She's like still hugging on him and
Yeah, but
everything.
but like but she asks him like,
Are
is it
you okay?
dangerous to be around? And
Yeah, and
he's
he's
like,
like,
no,
"Yes."
it's not safe to be around me.
Yeah, and
So they're
then
they're separated still. Like he's kind of like she wants him back, but he's like, no, I can't.
yeah. And all during this time the Martian's like, "Hey, John, you need to get me back inside you. I'm in danger. I'm in danger." He's not listening.
He's like
And
yelling out
eventually
John and
he
stuff,
fucking
and then
gets
he gets
shot in the
captured.
head.
And
Yeah.
every issue of this has had some sort of like fourth
Interactive
wall
thing.
breaky thing, and it shows like a white panel of him laying on the ground, and it shows Uncle Sam being like, I want you to join the agency. Do you love your country? Are you good at following orders? Do you want to protect your fellow man from dangerous alien ideas? You can right now. Take a pen, pencil, or marker and connect the dots to create an inescapable prism from this incorporeal invader. And then it assumes you drew it because I didn't. And then the it's
Uh
like, thank you for your
I couldn't
service. We
figure it
captured
out,
him.
honestly. I don't know how this works.
Uh,
What do these numbers mean?
yeah, but you want to recap the end?
Yeah, he gets captured, and John's sitting in his in the apartment. He's just like he's sad. He's like thinking about his wife and everything, and then he talks. He's like something. He's feeling like this other guy in one of the other apartments, dreaming about his family. He's been here 3 years, hasn't seen his kids in two, but he still believes his wife is going to take him back. And all of a sudden, there's this different speech bubble that's like all green. He's like, "No, that's just sad." He's like, "Who are you?" "They call me Despair, the killer of hope. Despair the blue, despair the empty, despair the zero. I'm your new partner." And it's
Yes.
revealed that this like that clay creature that Ty was making is here now and is replacing the Martian.
Yeah.
So we're
So
gonna
we're gonna have like a
see,
lot of different Martians like fighting each other. It seems like
or
we have
at
the White
least this
Martian,
one.
Despair the Zero. We have Green Martian. It's like there's a lot of Martians.
This one's like a fake one though. It seems
Yeah.
because it's made by the White Martian. So I'm
Mhm.
wondering what's gonna happen. Like, how is this going to affect John's work? Like, is he gonna be listening to Despair now and being like, well, now interfering with things or like interfering with them and making them worse. It's all
Mhm.
gonna be interesting. I'm hoping he gets the Martian back. He needs to get his homie back.
Yeah. But
Good
as
stuff though.
always, this series
Ten
is
out of
really,
10.
really
10 out of
good.
10.
I gave it a 9. It's so good.
The art's always gonna get you because it's so fucking good. It's so
It's so
experimental.
like surrealist, psychedelic.
Hmm.
It's good shit.
Now you got to tell us about Flash. I don't know what's going on in Flash at
Yeah.
all in the Absolute Universe.
So, this picks off after Wally gets sucked into the portal, and he is now in this other dimension where Barry
Mhm.
Allen is at, but he's like dead, but he's like not dead. He's a soul, basically.
Oh.
And they explain that Flash's powers come from this like everlasting red storm called
Ooh.
Still Point,
Oh, the
and
still point.
it's a giant storm center of resistance. And Baron's like, oh, this could be considered God or whatever, but it's a giant storm that like the
Uh-huh.
powers shed. It's sort of, I think it may be a parallel to like the red potentially.
Oh, really?
Um,
That's kind of interesting.
so they're talking with like Barry Allen and this like alien that doesn't understand his language. He's kind of like there, and like they're trying to figure out a way to bring him back, figure out his powers or whatever. Um, Meanwhile, we have like all the rogue squadron people or whatever, like trying to
Mhm.
get out and rescue Wally's granddad, I think. Meanwhile, we also see that in the still point, Jay Garrick is there, but he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
corpse. He's dead.
No, not my boy
They
Jay.
It's like,
Damn.
oh yeah, people have tried to go here before, like this guy named Jay Garrick,
Mhm.
and just see a corpse with like a jacket that says Garrick on it, and it's like,
Oh,
no, not the original Flash.
that sucks.
So they sort of wander around a little bit, and
Mhm.
they go to this like giant pit. It has this like void design on it, and it's like, oh, the longer I stare at, the more I want to go in. He's like, yeah, don't worry about that. Come with me. They're trying to find a way to get him out, and meanwhile, there's like giant like big green Hulk and alien dude that shows up, starts fighting the lab.
Ooh.
Barry comes back. Not Barry. Wally comes back. As the
Mhm.
Flash again. He's like, enough, Thawne. Apparently, the big green giant dude is Thawne, or like some
What?
reincarnation of Thawne. Um,
Huh?
he's like, enough, Thawne. I've seen what you're doing, and I am done running. That's it.
Interesting.
It was kind of short, but it kind of explained a
Mhm.
lot of backstory stuff about like what the still point is and like Red Storm. But he does come back. They didn't really show how he came back. All we knew was like, oh, we're gonna wait to get you back. Like we're almost close to cracking the algorithm or whatever. So
Okay.
not sure what happened. But I do really like how Wally is sort of more confident in his powers. I like to say that.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, 7/10, good shit, good shit.
And speaking
Shout
of
out to Garrick
Wally,
though.
speaking of Wally, we're talking about Flash number 29. This is a DCKO tie-in. It's also continuing stuff that was happening in the previous issue. Um, so what's going on is, if I could find the cover for this anyway. Did I find the cover for this? Okay, I did. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to find that real quick. So okay. Wally, we open up with Wally. He's stolen a Legion of Darkseid ring, so he's flying around. He's like, this isn't usually how I get around to places, but I need this because this is like a faster way to get to Barry Allen. So apparently, what's happening is the Legion of Darkseid is trying to mess with the origin of Barry Allen. They've gone back in time, and they're trying to stop him from becoming the Flash. Bart Impulse was trying to get here before too, but apparently, there's shit going on with the Speed Force where it's not working anymore for Bart. So he's like sick, and Wally in like in like a rush to figure out an answer to do something, he goes to Iris back in time and is like, hey, Iris, I know you don't know me right now, but can you take care of this sick child? And she's like, what? And then he just leaves. He fucks off, and she's like,
Yeah.
okay. So he's going there. He's going to find Barry, gets to the lab, um, and he arrives there, and it's so funny because Barry's like, "Wait a minute, how'd you get through here? Wait a minute, you're in like a red uniform. Are you the Flash? Are you Jay Garrick?" He's like, "No, that's the wrong Flash." He gets there, and Dream Girl from the Legion is there, and he's like, "Oh shit, there's already one of these Legionnaires here," and she's like, "No, don't worry, like, uh, I'm on your side because I have clairvoyant powers, and I know how this all ends, and it's going to end badly, so I'm on your side." And then she shows Barry that he's going to become the Flash, so she's like, "You need to do this." Uh, in the middle of that, the Legion arrives, and they apparently have Max Mercury with them as well, which is another old speedster, older than Jay Garrick, by the way, so old that at this point in time he's going by a different name called Whip Whirlwind. Uh, but anyways, they arrive. They've got him mind controlled. They start fighting while he gets electrocuted, and then his speed force leaves his body, so he's powerless at this point because he got electrocuted. Bart wakes up. He's like, "Oh shit, the speed force is dying. I gotta go." He steals Iris's car and crashes it into the building, and everybody's knocked out. And then Dreamer's like, "Hey, while you guys are knocked out, this is like what the true Legion of Superheroes is supposed to be like." And they're like, "No, no, no, you're wrong. We're evil. We're goth. Don't tell us how we are." And then Bart's like fucking dying while he's like, "No, Bart, you can't die." And while Bart is dying, he's like in this plane of existence with Jay. Since Jay is like frozen because of the DCKO events, they're like both in this like state of being dead but not dead. So he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, Bart, stop holding yourself back. Become the Speed Force. You are the Speed Force." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Okay." And then he just fucking goes like gold. And then he just beats the shit out of everybody. He electrocutes Barry, so he becomes the Flash. And then they start beating up the Legion, beat them. And then Bart is told that Barry is still going to die. So he's like, "Ah, shit, I gotta go save Barry." So he goes like even further into the future, and that's how the issue ends. And while he's like, "Fuck, I was just trying to get him back, and now I lost him again." So,
There's a lot of time travel in this.
uh, they're stuck in the past in this first part, and then at the end he like goes. But I'm surprised that the Legion is doing shit here. Like they're doing shit in the Superman book too. Like
Yes.
Saturn Girl and what's his name? Cosmic Boy and all of them are here. Like those characters from that book. So I'm like, "Oh, they
Yeah.
must be like time displaced or something." So these two adventures are like coinciding with one another.
Yeah, basically the gist is that Darkseid corrupted the Legion of Superheroes,
Mhm.
and they're just fucking up everything. They're in Superman. I'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yes, this is a good one though. I'm interested to see what happens with Bart, like him realizing that he is the Speed Force, so like he's pretty important now.
Yes. But on Detective Comics, really excited to read this because Tom Taylor is writing Detective Comics really, really well. This current arc is supposed to be focusing on like this drug called like courage or something. That's sort of the opposite of like Scarecrow's fear toxin that gets rid of all your fear. It makes you like completely
Hmm.
courageous and like stuff like that. Um, so it starts off with like the origin of like the main antagonist or villain of this arc. His name is Leo Kingsford. He goes by Lion. Starts off with like this flashback to Jim Gordon's like going to meet with this kid who's Leo because his dad died or whatever, and he's like trying to talk with him. And he just straight up just fucking punches him in the goddamn face. Like he's like, "Oh, what the fuck? I'm trying to help," or whatever.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's to that's the current day, and Batwoman's like not Batwoman, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon's like um kind of recounting Leo's backstory or whatever, and then it cuts back to the past where it's like Leo is like this really gifted kid or whatever, and Bruce shows up and he's like, "Hey, here's
Hmm.
this trophy with some money, and I'm gonna like support you and stuff." So like it shows that like Leo really looks up to Bruce but despises Batman.
Oh, damn.
Uh, then it cuts to Batman like the gas mask suit because he's infected with the courage, and it's like he needs to be under quarantine, but he has like a suit that like kind of is his quarantine suit, where like it's airtight and everything. And we find out that there is some sort of riot going on in the police office or whatever.
Hmm.
So Batman's trying to find out some more info on Leo, see what he's up to, and we get to see Black Canary show up.
Yo, for real? That's cool.
She's in some sort of gym, like punching at things. She's like, yeah, I remember Leo. Yeah, he was in here once. Kind of scared, but he beat the shit out of some guy and became like world class. He was gonna be the champion. But then he saw Batman in his vision. Like he gets knocked out by Black Canary, and she's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And some guy's like, "It's okay, champ. You can learn a lot from losing. Trust me. This nose has been broken 6 times." And then he turns into like a scary version of the Batman, like first night original Batman, and he's like, "You could come back stronger." And Leo's like, "No, don't touch me." So he despises and is afraid of Batman, but he
Ah.
loves Bruce Wayne. So you have this like dichotomy going on.
Is there a
So
reason for why he doesn't like Batman so much? Have they explained it?
probably he blames him for his father dying. I don't know.
Okay.
And then we cut to, this is one of my favorite parts. Mr. Terrific shows up.
Oh, shit.
They're because he was here before, in the previous issue where they're working on a cure,
Uh-huh.
and they have this like giant team of like well-known like DC superhero characters all working in a lab to make this
Oh.
cure. It includes Jonathan Crane, Scarecrow, Natasha
Oh.
Irons, who is Steel, Ray Palmer, who's the Atom, Beth Chapel, who is Dr. Midnight, Ted Cord, Shea Veritas, William Magnus, and Lana Lang is even there too. They're all working on
Damn.
a cure and everything, and like Scarecrow is like there, and Mr. Trevek's like, "Oh, with everything you found in Metropolis, I think we could crack this in a week." Dr. Crane is proving to be a real good asset. He's clearly brilliant, and everyone's like, "Let's not praise the Scarecrow."
Yeah. Let's not,
They're like,
feed into his ego.
but they are visiting this like kid who was on the boat that he found like the virus from originally, the
Mm-hmm.
Courage virus, and they're kind of like monitoring him, seeing what's up with him. But they're like, "Oh, we're almost there. We just need the assets." And Lana's like, "Do you have these resources?" And we're like, "Yeah, I do." And Scarecrow's like, "Oh, we need a test subject. What about the kid for the boat? We could use him." Batman like sends this on the desk and goes like, "We're not using a child as a guinea pig." And
Yeah.
and so he decides to test it on himself. And we get to see the boy, we get to see the Robin, we get to see Damian show up, and he's like fighting some dude, and he's also in contact with Barbara Gordon,
Mhm.
and um, they're doing stuff, but like he is about to leave. He has like a test cure, but there's a bunch of people like rioting on the Wayne Manor, and he's like, "Hey, Damien, can you like take care of this? I don't want to like walk out of the Wayne Manor myself. Would be kind of weird." And Damien's like, oh, I'm dealing with something right now. Give me a sec." So he goes out in the street and he like fights the dudes, but like Leo shows up,
Mhm.
and I feel like he kind of knows that Bruce is Batman because why else would he be there? Like inside this riot, and he's like, "Oh yeah, haha. The Courage virus may have gone a little more ahead than you think, Batman." And he's like, "Oh, Damien, we're doing is a trap. Get out of there." And Dave's like, "I'm fine. What's up?" And he gets caught in an explosion of fire in a car explosion. He's kind of like knocked out.
Oh, shit.
Um, then we find out that the police riot is the cure virus. So
Oh.
the courage virus. So the courage virus has gotten to Gotham and everyone's affected by it.
Oh, fuck. That's bad.
Good shit. Good shit. Ooh, that's some good shit. I rated it like a 9.
It's Taylor
Ooh,
that's writing,
quality
right?
stuff.
Tom
Yes,
Taylor.
it's Tom Taylor writing it.
Hell yeah. You
Which you
know that's
will
gonna be
hear
good.
about Tom Taylor later on this episode. Trust me.
Yeah.
Speaking of bat people,
Well, there's a bad person in this. We're talking about DCKO. The kids are all fight.
yes,
This one was pretty good. You were saying that there was a lot of people that didn't like
there was a
this.
lot of people that really hated this because it was people were thinking originally like Cassandra Cain is babysitting a bunch of people. No,
What?
really,
No,
it
not at
was
all.
Superboy. It was like
Yeah,
was it
it's
John or Connor Kent?
it's John. So we start off and uh, they're all trying to make plans for uh, like who's going to be on Earth to go and fight Darkseid's forces, while
Yeah,
up on the Watchtower there's a bunch of kids and they're like, "Hey, John, you need to be here because one, like we need somebody to watch these guys, and two, you're Superman. You should be the last line of defense, along with
yeah.
saving like the future of humanity and like the future of like superheroing." And he's like, "Okay, I guess." He's like very reluctant to do it. But anyways, while he's like moping around, Boom, Fair Play, and Quiz Kid and Cheshire Cat, which by the way, Fair Play was totally new to me. Figuring out that fucking Mr. Terrific had a kid and he was
I think a
kidnapped.
time displaced kid
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they would have said like, oh, she has a kid now. What the? It's
Well,
time
it seems
twisted
like
over.
this Granny Goodness knows him, like, currently.
Yeah,
So, I'm not sure. Because Quiz Kid is also time displaced, and so is Boom. Like, those three, Boom, Fair Play, and Quiz Kid are all time displaced. But, all of them are like, hey, we're going to go get off world. Like, we're going to get off the spacecraft that we're on. And we're gonna go help people on Earth. And Leanne does this by hugging Arsenal and quickly taking his card away.
yeah.
And he's just like, "See, I'm a good parent." Not realizing that he's being a fucking dumbass and that his
And he's
child
being like,
is a thief.
if my kid gets hurt, I'm stabbing you with all these green, green
Yeah,
arrow.
he said he was gonna go steal it, and I love that it's like shown twice. It's just like, oh my goodness.
He's like,
Said
oh shit, I'm gonna like die.
yeah, the kids like run off, and right when they arrive on Earth, they run into the Furies, along with mind-controlled Thunderheart, who I guess is like another Flash kid, but it's like a girl Flash.
Yeah,
Wonder Girl, specifically Yara Floor Wonder Girl, and then Star Girl. And then John is like, okay, I immediately lost them, and I don't know where they're at. And even with my even with my superpowers, I can't find them. So he's like, I need your help, Cassandra Cain bag girl. And she's like,
it's like, all
I
right,
will help you,
I'll
but
give
you
you a
need.
Superman
Yeah.
IOU.
And
Okay,
she's
what about
like,
two? Can you do two? And she's
4.
like, 4. And he's like,
Yeah.
damn it, fine, all right.
Yeah. So then they get to we cut back and like all of the kids get captured except for Fair Play. Fair Play hides and he's crying cuz he feels really bad about it. And then John and Cass get there and they're like, "Hey, like it's okay." And he's like, "No, like I feel bad about this cuz like I was kidnapped and tortured and like nobody understands me." And I actually like that they chose these two characters, John and Cass, because they're like, if anybody is going to relate to you, it's us because this exact kind of shit happened to us too. Like we didn't get the childhood we wanted, but we learned to survive and move on. And I think that was a good lesson between these like characters because Cass and John are kind of like legacy characters for this kid.
Yeah,
So him learning a lesson from them was awesome. So
yeah.
they go and they go to get the kidnapped kids. They find Granny Goodness is there, and she's like, "I'm trying to find the one who will help me power this thing." And they're fighting and they looks like they're winning and then they're not winning and then they're like, "Oh no, if only." And then all of a sudden a mysterious character comes in. He's like, "Well, I wasn't going to get involved, but like you stepped into my like home turf and now I got to put the costume back on." And it's revealed to be Static. Static comes in and he saves the freaking day. He overloads the machine that Granny was using, and then they fuck off. And then the kids stand at the end for a photo no one took, saying they will be there, waiting for Granny to return. And I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a great
Yeah,
story for all
Static
these
showing up
guys.
was a real surprise.
Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
apparently going to explain what we was up to in the Dakota incident special for New
Yeah.
History.
I hope this means that we're going to get like an actual in continuity static book because like we mentioned before, there are no ongoing main DC universe black character titles. So it would be kind of cool that the static would be like the first one to pop it off. But I thought it was
Yeah.
pretty good. I'd say probably like a 7 out of 10 for this one. It's pretty
I think I
solid.
rated it like yeah, I rated it a 7 as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Now
Speaking of really
yeah.
good, Superman. Oh, yeah. Justin was really good with Superman, so I'm excited to read this or was reading it. Um, so we
Yeah,
see
I also
like
read
the
this.
origin of all like the Superman robots that were showing up before like in the previous issue. Like there's a bunch of
Uh-huh.
Superman robots. Superman's like, hey, this is cool and all, but like they're valuing self-preservation over like sacrifice. Maybe disable it for now. But it's like, yeah, we
When
should
you
probably
were
do that.
reading that, were you confused? You for a second, you're like, "Wait a minute," and then it like turned in
Yeah, I was
the
like, who's the
regular.
guy in the oh, is the guy in the goggles, Superman? What?
Yeah, he was just like wearing a like uniform for some reason, like a different costume. But then
Yeah.
like the regular Superman was actually the robot. That
So
was
we
funny.
cut to see your boy flying around trying to find the timekeeper or whatever, because
Oh, Prime, yeah.
yeah. Prime's like flying around with some people because they want to find the timekeeper. But we see that some of the Legionnaires show up, and I think they got like they were trapped by some ice from the Superman robots, and they
Yes.
destroy all of them. They kind of fuck up some stuff. Um, they're kind of like destroying some stuff from Fortress Solitude. They're kind of looking around a little bit, and like, this is kind of neat. But then, one of the girls, I think it's a girl with a cape. What?
That's
Like
Saturn Girl.
doing Saturn Girl. So Saturn Girl's like looking at this like giant like mural of a bunch of like Legionnaires, and she's like,
Uh-huh.
"Shit, Superman really was fond of us. Like we were." She says, "They are not us, but they are not his army. They are his family. They exist because of him, and he because of them."
Hmm.
And it's like it's sort of paradoxical about this whole Superboy shit. Um,
Yes.
but the other guy's like, yeah, don't worry about that. Let's just go stop some dudes. So
Oh, well,
I'm
wait.
still
There is an important moment. There is an important
what's
moment
up?
here where we learn that Lightning Lad and Saturn Girl are a thing, and that's like,
Yes.
oh, we
And they were
can't
like, hey, we
reveal
should
it.
probably hide this from the Legionnaires, although I think they're
Hmm.
traitors. Let's just not worry about that right now. Um, they go on ahead. They're like, we see a little bit of
DCKO.
DCKO of like, oh, this isn't an arena. This is our world. What's going
Yeah,
on?
basically a recap of what's happening over there.
Yeah. The Superboy's fighting with Lois, and they get stopped by the Royal Flush Gang.
Yeah, the Royal Flush Gang just got stuck on Earth. They were like, we thought we could rob a bank while this is happening. It's like, you thought you could rob a bank while like the world is falling apart.
Yeah, he was like, "It's okay, we all make mistakes. We can help get your secret." So
Yeah,
he
the
like
Superman
takes him out.
robot's very friendly with them.
So they put him away, and they're at the Watchtower, and they're or some sort of like outer world base. And Superboy's like, "Yeah, I need to go find the time trapper." And Lois like, "Wait, no, you gotta stay here." And he's like, No, Lois, you got your powers again. I'm just gonna fuck off. Call me if you need me. And then he tries to call him Mr. Terrific, and he's like, I'm a little busy. And he's like, oh, okay, shit. Um, finds the time trapper. He's kind of dying. Was
Yeah.
it Booster Gold kind of like was dark side in disguise, like a little bit of his powers or whatever. Um, and then we see some Legionnaires show up, and they're like they're Saturn Girl, and they're like fucking up Lois and stuff. And they try like destroying the Superman robot because they want to find out what sort of like information's in here that they can use. And Superboy shows up, and he's like, read this.
Yeah, it's an epic
And once
page.
upon an event, I lost control and killed a bunch of people. I'm assuming he means Final Crisis.
Yes.
Ever since I returned, I've been afraid of losing control and that happening again, so I've held back. And now if you've messed with my new BFF Lois Lane, I'm done holding back. It's fucking prime time, baby! Which is kind of cringe, but kind of endearing at the same time.
He's cringe, but he's cool. He embraces his cringe.
I still don't really know how to feel about
Yeah,
Boy
he.
Prime being
I don't
there.
think he was like this fourth wall breaky as Josh is like interpreting him as, because I never felt like that was how it was. I think he was just aware that he was, but he never made like the weird references to be like in this panel and in this event. It's like he never did that. He would just be like, I'm not. We're not real. We're not real like that. But I guess he's made a change with the character. I don't know. It's not too bad, but like it could be better. I agree. But I think it's interesting that we got revealed that more Legionnaires are also kind of like not fully in on Darkseid's plan. Or at least they're like, hey, we're together, and that's kind of like a corruptible thing. Like, if anybody knows that we're like in love, then that's bad.
Yeah.
So, very very interesting
Uh,
stuff. But
yeah, I give it a 7. It was pretty good.
yeah. But sticking into the super family, we're talking about a anthology for like uh for next month technically. This is a full on Valentine's Day themed anthology called Supergirl Next Door, which I really like this. This was really cute. It was really awesome. Where is this at in my pictures? Ba, 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 ba. Where did I put this? Did I not put this in here?
Oh, they have the
I'm
cover for Supergirl.
I thought I put it in here. Maybe I
Do you
didn't.
need one? Do you need one from me? I can give you one.
Yeah, if you could send it to me. That way I'm not like
Yes.
staring at the screen here. Maybe
My
I
my
accidentally saved it
comics.
as a different thingy.
Where is it?
Cause I was for sure. I thought I had it all.
No one's really pulling it, so it's kind of hard to find. Like, it's not an annual for some reason. It's a regular issue, huh?
It's like an they release these anthologies every now and then because they did release a December one for like Christmas, and that one was pretty good too. I really like that.
Here
It's
you go.
very cute. Thank you. I appreciate you. See, this is what a good co-host is like, people.
I try my best.
All right, I have to save it as a different name because I have too many things called unknown.
Unknown. What
Yeah,
is there really new with that?
it just saved it unknown as the PNG.
I see.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, Supergirl Next Door. So the first story that we see from this, obviously, is Supergirl. It's a really cute story about her and this boy named Alan bonding over stars. He uh he's very lonely. He's not as like social as she is, but she kind of teaches him how to like break out of his shell, and they start looking at stars together on top of his house because um she originally invites him to look at them together because she's like, it'd be kind of rude to not invite you since I've just been doing this like secretly by myself. So, and then she makes friends with him, and he kind of falls in love with her, and
Huh?
She talks about these constellations from where she's at, and he ends up making this like constellation projector, and she's like, "Oh, you're awesome, thank you." And then they like lean on each other, and that's the end of the story. It was really cute. Um, the second story focused on Jay Garrick, reminiscing about his wife Joan and how she helped him through like everything from becoming a superhero to joining the JSA to getting married to like dealing with retirement. Um, and then near the ending, it talks about their kid named Boom and how he didn't really believe that she was out there, but like he believed in his wife and what she felt, and then ended up finding their kid. It's then revealed that Joan is dead at the end of the story. Like I don't think she's dead in main continuity because it's a story that takes place in the future, but Jay ends up going to uh, this cemetery and putting flowers on her grave and meeting Boom there, and then they end up watching a movie together, which is Citizen Kane, the movie that Jay and Joan first watched together. So they're like watching it in her memory. The third story, which is my favorite of all of these, was a story between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, and it's told from Ivy's perspective. It's really cute. It's about like how Ivy learns to love Harley. She's at first like really, really annoyed with her. She's like, I hate this person. She's asking so many questions. And then she kind of just starts like rubbing off on her, making her laugh and stuff. There is a really great part in the story where um, the Joker comes in and he just takes her, and she's like, I hate how he just comes in here and instantly you forget about me. And then she comes back to Arkham and she's beating the shit out of, and Ivy says like that's not love. That is not what love looks like. That is like being just abused. And
Yeah.
she's so mad, and she like breaks her and Harley out of there, and then they just end up going to like this house like that. I think it's like an abandoned house because it's all toxic waste and shit, and she gives her a shot so that she can not get like poisoned by uh and this was a thing that actually is referencing a older comic, a Batman animated comic, because there's a Batman animated comic that explains that Harley can't get poisoned by Poison Ivy because she gave her a shot or something like that. And then it's funny because Batgirl's like, "Are you two like to?" She makes like a hand signal, like her fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Get
Uh,
together.
yeah, which this comic actually like confirms that, because when she gives her the shot, she's like, let's test it out and see if it works, and like she kisses her, and it's really sweet, it's really cute. The art in it by Sweeney Boo, it's chef kiss. Like they were messing around with panels a lot because they were in the Arkham scenario. It's like all like a jail cell, in like just the way everything is formatted. I was just like, this is amazing. Like I'll definitely have to show you some of the art sometime because I think you would like it.
Yeah.
The fourth story was about Guy Gardner. This is kind of whatever story, but there's two funny parts about it. Guy Gardner mentioned he's very sexist towards women, and he's like, you gotta understand, like you can listen to them, but you also got to look at the body language, stuff like that.
Oh,
And
hey.
then he talks about the Roman Empire, which I'm like, no, not the fucking Roman
When's the
Empire.
last time you thought about the Roman
Yeah,
Empire like
it's
that?
literally that shit. And then he also reveals to this one guy he has a podcast with Booster Gold. What was it called again? I have to look at what the name is called.
I had a
It's
Cordon Booster of Gold having a podcast to be really funny.
Oh, they would 100% have one. Lost Bros Superheroes is what it's called. Join A-list alpha warriors Guy Gardner and Booster Gold as they discuss their universe-shaking adventures.
Guy Gardner and that's like the two biggest assholes in DC.
I didn't even notice this, but the first episode that's like pulled up on his thing is like half listened to, and it's called "The Time I Saved Batman." It's so.
Oh
I,
no, is everyone seen the gift?
he is. No, he's not. Did he save him in that one? I don't think he did.
Quote unquote did, sorta, kinda.
Uh, I think that's definitely a lie. But yeah, that one's kind of like a whatever story because then what happens in it is that he falls in love with this like sexy tech alien, and then it really is just like beating him up, and he's like misunderstanding it. And by the end of it, he just got like punched in the face, and he's like, "I think I'm in love." And then the next story is about Wonder Woman when she's like younger, and she's reading like a fan fiction thing, and then it like
Fan fiction?
yeah, she's like reading like a fan fiction like book about like some girl getting like uh in this romance scenario with like a bunch of different people, and she gets teleported in there, and she's like, oh, everybody likes me now instead of this one girl. And then by the end of it, um this bodyguard that was with that one girl, and it's the main girl and the bodyguard girl, they ended up kissing at the end, so there's a gay kiss at the end, which is awesome.
Nice.
That's the second one in this book actually, because the Harley and Ivy
When
one.
is Supergirl gonna get with a girl?
Um, there was a gay kiss in the last issue actually, but it wasn't between.
Supergirl?
No, not with Supergirl,
That's
but
what I'm asking.
well, her sidekick kissed a girl. So, but I think she's actually in love with Supergirl. It was just because they were drunk because Lena got them drunk when she wasn't supposed to. But enough of that. Enough of that. The sixth story was about Swamp Thing.
How many stories are in this?
There is 8, and I'm just going through them all. The sixth story was about Swamp Thing. He was remembering his first meet up with his girlfriend Abby. The only thing you need to know about this story is that it's very hot because she's scantily clad, walking around in the swamp. Michael Shelfer, good stuff. Seventh story is about Martian Manhunter finding finding Megan, which is the white Martian, in AKA is Martian Girl or Miss Martian, and them bonding over like adapting to Earth life. And at the very end, John is like, "I want you to have something very important to me, like if you're feeling down, take this." And he gives her a choco, and she eats it, and she's just like so ecstatic, and he's like, yes. It was really sweet because it's just like out of all these other stories about people loving each other like, like a partner, it's kind of nice to see like a story about love between family members. And the last story is very straightforward. There was like not a lot of text to it, but it's a story about Green Arrow fighting a bunch of villains to get to Black Canary, and he just beats the shit out of everybody, and then he gives her a kiss at the end. It was a really good.
Nice.
It was a really good anthology. I liked it. I like all the different art styles. I like all the different writing. These these books are always great. They have a lot of fun doing each one. So I recommend if you guys are ever into figuring out any more of the DC characters. It's kind of like a sample pack of it. It's always
Yeah.
fun. 10 out of 10 for me.
Speaking of comics that are sample packs of other characters, JLU opens up with the world going to shit. We see Jo Mullion, my favorite Green Lantern. She's there. We see her kind of like doing stuff, and some other characters. They're like, this is like
Hmm.
post like Earth turning to apocalypse, so they're like rushing to find ship. Then Booster Gold, it's like, oh, there's some like energy thing. I'll rescue you, and he pulls him on his Wave Rider. They're not Wave Rider.
Wave Rider.
Not Wave Rider. What's his name? Uh, Airwave.
Oh, Airwave. I was gonna say Wave Rider. Damn.
No, Monarch is not in this.
The guy that hates his family. I love that. That's what freaking Wave Rider's always going to be known as. The guy who hated
No, but
his
it's but, it, but
family.
it's Airwave. It's some kid that was in. I believe he was in a lot of.
I think he
Maybe
was
thinking that,
part of the We Are Yesterday event, right?
yeah. If I may be mistaken, I think he was the same guy who was in a lot of. No, it was a different guy. Because I remember when I was first reading the Mark Waid Batman Superman World's Finest, which I kind
Hmm.
of stopped reading after a little bit. I want to get back into it because there was some weird like event with like morphing and shit. That's kind of cool. But we see this like kid like being displaced out of time or whatever. I think that's a different character, but I can't remember saying that. Anyway, so we see like them like teaming up with Red Tornado and some other characters are gonna go uh go, new apocalypse, stop that shit. But speaking of hell, all the characters that we're following, which is Mr. Terrific and like a version of Superman and shit like that are in hell, while Airwave and a bunch of other characters are being like beaten up by this demon named Neron, I think his name is.
Oh,
It's like big green
Neuron.
demon named Neron.
Yeah, he's from
He's
freaking. There was a big event called Underworld Unleashed.
yeah,
Actually.
he's like fucking up the Kid Flash, who's Wally, but like different Wally,
Oh, Wallace.
something like that. Yeah, Wallace. They're like being beat up by Neron and his people. But the Terrific 10, as they call it, which like all the time displaced people plus Miss Terrific, are trying to find Neron. So they're in hell right now. They're like a cold, uh, Arctic area because like Dante's
Hmm.
Inferno, Ninth Circle, or from God's Light, it's cold or whatever. Superman sacrificed himself to beat this like big old monster dude because last issue, every single Terrific 10 member had to give up something that was dear to them. And the thing that this blue Superman guy got rid of was his ability to feel hope. So he's like, well, I'm gonna go sacrifice something to stop this guy. Hopefully you survive. Bye.
Damn.
And he's like, oh shit, that dude's dead. Um, and then
So is like each member dying? Like we're just losing each member of
yes,
the Terrific
yes,
10? Ooh,
every single
shit.
member of River dies in this.
Damn.
We see like Hawkman being like turned to a demon dude, and they run away from him.
Hmm.
Doctor Fate is like trying to fight off the dude, but like Batman Beyond dies.
Oh, Tim
Uh,
Drake Batman
yeah,
Beyond
Tim
dies.
Drake.
Damn.
It's a different Tim Drake. There's a bunch of Drakes, but like
Yeah.
this Tim Drake dies, and he's like, oh, uh, did Doctor Fate save me? And am I hurt? And he's like, Mr. Terrific's holding him in his arms. He's like, you saved her. I apologize for underestimating you, kid. You would make a damn fine leaguer. Tim. He's dead. So
Damn.
they finally get to Neron's lair, and it's him, Doctor Fate, and an owl woman, Watchman,
Uh-huh.
or like gender bent Watchman, and they're kind of like downstairs, and they're like, "We're gonna go stop Neron," and there's a bunch of demons and like trees that go, "No, just him, just him, just him," and they kill Doctor Fate and owl woman just right there.
Oh
He's
my
like,
god.
"Shit, no, they came this far. Don't do this." And so he's like kind of
Jesus.
defeated a little bit internally, and he's like, "All right, Neron, I gotta fight you or whatever." And Neron's watching like the Kid Flash and Airwave being beaten up, and he's like, "Oh, what do you want?" And Mr. Vic's like, "Hey, I know you're wreaking havoc on Earth, but I want to join you in exchange for you stopping this
Oh shit.
this
He's gonna
attack."
trade his soul?
Yes.
Oh
And
shit.
Neron's like, "I'm listening." And he says, "I'm the smartest man on the planet. I've thought of ways to elevate you that you've never considered. It starts becoming your agent on Earth, your personal weapon against the champions of justice. I can open doors for you that even you didn't know exist. I can be your eyes and ears. I have access to detailed information on everyone who might ever oppose you, and no one will suspect me of anything. Call off what's happening above, and I'm yours to command. Your secret agent on Earth for as long as I live." And he's like, "Unfortunately for you, I already have that." And it's Owl Woman.
Oh
Owl Woman
shit.
betrayed them, and she's fighting them now.
Well, fuck. That's
Good shit,
great.
though. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's super bleak, but like, I'm really hoping
I
this
was gonna
is like
say,
a good
yeah,
fight.
there's so many people dying. Also, like, what a fucking ass pull weird thing to do Necron from like this strange DC event that happened a while back.
Yeah.
But I
But
guess if
I liked it a
anybody,
lot. I'm just kind of hoping it's a little more hopeful. You know, it's kind of bleak.
yeah,
So
seeing all those characters die, I imagine. But I think
speaking of
we wrapped
characters
it
who
up.
live and go on, your comic reveals. Let's
Hell
get into that, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
hell yeah.
I want you to start things off because I don't know anything about this one.
The Supergirl, the world,
Yes.
Supergirl, Zawarudo. So Supergirl the World, they've done a few different comics like this. They've done like Batman the World, I know that. So this is gonna be a comic where they have at least 15 different countries telling tales that highlight what makes Supergirl one of the most inspiring and most powerful superheroes of all. This for sure is coming out around the time of when the Supergirl movie is coming out. They want that synergy. I'm gonna be interested in this. I might buy this. This is only $25, so $25
25
for
bucks?
it's $25 for 184 pages.
Oh, it's like a trade paperback. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of good for that
25 bucks
price.
still. It's a little much.
Case bound is what it says in hardcover. So I'd say that's
Oh, it's a
pretty.
hardcover.
I'd say
Oh,
that's
yeah,
pretty good
if
for
it's
a
a collection,
hardcover.
that's fine.
Yeah, because these do usually come out in that kind of
Yeah.
like edition. So it says it's a brand new original graphic novel. So these are brand new stories, never been told.
Nice.
So I'm
Who's writing it?
excited. Who is writing it? It is well, they have a bunch of different writers. So they have.
Oh, it's an international thing. So I'm gonna read
Yes.
this. So we have it's a bunch of different writers. There's stuff from the United States, Spain, Italy, Serbia, Cameroon, Finland, Argentina, Turkey. Muhammad Asrar is doing the writer, artist, and cover. That's a lot of
They already
duties for
have
one
some of these
person.
covers
Damn.
too. These are some really good covers that I'm seeing here on the website.
France, Brazil, Poland, Mexico, Germany, Colombia, and Japan. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Uh-huh. Especially for Supergirl. I think that's really neat to center around this character who really hasn't had like this amount of spotlight on them. So I'm
I think
excited.
my favorite cover has to be the one from Cameroon and the one from Argentina.
Camera.
Like those two look so good. Like the one of Supergirl holding the Earth and one of like her
Yes, that one's good.
possessed by some like woman and with like Batman in the background for some reason.
Oh yeah, I don't know why
He's
he's
kind of
there.
there. He's like, hey, what's up?
It
Yeah,
is pretty cool.
that's cool.
It's a lot
That's
of
all
cool
the DC stuff that was announced.
Yeah, not a lot,
For
unfortunately.
Marvel, though, we have a lot more.
We do.
The biggest thing that got announced: Reborn, Ultimate Impact. So, when we first saw this, this was basically shown off in third-party news outlets, stuff like comic.com.
Yeah, we weren't
whatever.
sure if this was real when it first got revealed.
So we were like, do we want to cover this like a rumor? Do we want to cover this like an actual like story? No, it's real. They made a
Wasn't
article
this
yesterday on it
this image got released today, right?
of like not the cover of Reborn Ultimate Impact, just like the words Reborn Ultimate Impact with the blank cover.
No. The cover that we're seeing
Got
on
revealed
the screen.
yesterday.
Yes.
It's the first time we're seeing it.
That is
So-
crazy.
So it doesn't seem like the Ultimate Universe is coming back, but it's like an epilogue or something.
Or maybe
Released
it's
in the
living
final
on
issues of
some
Ultimate
way.
Endgame. Reborn Ultimate Impact revealed the Ultimate Universe is the lasting effect of the main Marvel Universe. Written by Chris Condon, who has done a lot of Wolverine stuff. He's mostly known for like Ultimate Wolverine and other stuff like that. And drawn by Stefano Caselli. He drew a lot of Black Panther.
He also
Spider-Man limited series. What's up?
Oh, he also made some Spider-Man art for the OG, like Amazing Spider-Man.
What do you mean?
The comic. He was on Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should have worded that
Spider-Man
better.
limited series spins out of last year's hit or Spider-Man Incursion, which went Ultimate Universe collide with 616 and with Miles Morales starting with various origin boxes. But in Miles Morales 42, special teaser revealed the race to obtain the origin boxes had already begun. So this seems like something that'll take place alongside Armageddon. But Miles Morales is on the cover. He's there with Iron Man, Captain America, and two dudes I don't know. Is one of them maybe Doctor Doom? Could
Yeah,
be. I don't
I don't
know.
know. The other guy looks like Molecule Man, maybe an ultimate version of Molecule Man.
Not sure. But you want to safeguard the ultimate origin boxes, Chaos Creations' new superheroes have fallen in the wrong hands. The secret is out as Miles battles over the boxes engulfs the entire Marvel universe. So it seems like it is not, oh, we're bringing back the old universe. No, it seems like it is a side story going alongside Armageddon. Condon said, I'm so excited to be part of this book and be working with this fantastic team. To be able to play with the idea of these universes colliding together is truly a unique and interesting way like this. And to have the opportunity to create new and lasting creations within them, both characters and settings, is a dream for any creative industry. I'm having so much fun working on this book with artist Stefano Caselli and editor Tom Groneman. I hope that shines through when we pick up the comics, which I think will be an exciting new piece in the Marvel Universe. That's cool. I'm glad it isn't just, oh, we're in the Marvel Universe. No, it's like a
Hmm.
side story with like them protecting the origin boxes. And Miles is on there, so of course I'm reading all of it.
Yeah.
Um yeah, coming for that. That looks pretty cool. Um and then also we have news about Alias. I actually read this in one of the Marvel issues I had today that they are going to bring back Alias in Alias Red Band. It's going to be written by Sam Humphries, and it's I believe a 25th anniversary of the series, Jessica Jones. But they're bringing back the original writer, and it's Red Band too. That's pretty cool. Have not seen or read anything from like Jessica Jones, but it looks really cool. Luke Cage is in it. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I may pick up the first issue, see what it's about. The only Red Band stuff I've read is the digital copies of Blood Hunt because I was catching up with a bunch of Marvel stuff with like Miles. I was reading Miles and he was in there. Um, but I've also have all of the Red Band Blade issues, which were really good. There's only like 5 issues. I really wish they made more Blade stuff because he's a cool character. Maybe when the movie comes out, we can see a new limited or an ongoing. Fingers crossed. I don't know.
Perhaps.
It's coming out March 11th on my birthday month. But yeah, that's it for comic news. Well,
Hmm.
there is one thing I lump this in here because we couldn't really find anywhere else to put it. But Daredevil Born Again season 2 is a trailer.
Yeah. This trailer came out this week. It looks interesting. Looks like Bullseye is out of prison. He's around. He's at this bar drinking. He's like, I served my time. Now I'm back out. Uh, and then we're also seeing that Jessica Jones is going to be in this series, which is funny because we were just talking about Alias. It's a perfect timing for her to come back
Yeah.
in. And then maybe a flashback to Foggy because Foggy was in the trailer, but at the start of season one, he's assumed to be dead. Like, we don't know.
I
But
hope he's not dead. I hope he comes back.
I think most people are thinking what they did in the comics, and what happened was is that they faked his death in the comics
Oh
so that he
yeah, okay.
could stay safe. But
Right.
we don't know. It looks interesting though.
Hmm.
I'm ready to watch it.
But speaking of characters with long-lasting history, you want to lead this one?
Yeah, we're talking about Sal Buscema, who unfortunately passed away at the age of 89. He was a pencil and inker for Marvel and worked in several different industry, like in a bunch of different companies for the comic book industry. Like
Yes.
I was reading up on him and holy shit, this guy like he worked he worked his ass off. So originally,
Mm-hmm.
he had a bunch of different jobs that he was doing. He was like a mailer. He was working for like a jewelry shop, like all these different things. But he's actually the brother to artist John Buscema, who
Huh.
he worked on like a bunch of things over at Marvel, and he was like, "Hey, like you helped like ink some of the stuff that I made. Why don't you come and work for us?"
Yeah.
So he did, and he said at first he was like very scrappy when he first like made it, but then he started to become like a machine when he started doing it. When once he hit that 5 year mark, he was like, I was just like shooting stuff out. And I'm gonna tell you all the things that he helped create and all the things he worked on. So Sal helped co-create characters such as Valkyrie, the
Ooh.
Defenders, Starhawk, the Squadron Sinister, which if you don't know what the Squadron Sinister is, it's basically Marvel's version of the Justice League, but evil guys.
No,
Uh,
Squadron Supreme.
they were Squadron Sinister first. Then it was Squadron
Oh,
Supreme. Squadron Supreme is like the good guy universe version of it.
right.
And then he helped create Jean DeWolf, which is a huge character that was in Spider-Man. Graviton, who is a Avengers enemy. Rom, Space Knight, and a
Ooh,
bunch of other
yes.
characters. Uh,
Never rum. Thanks,
and
Linkara, for the
yeah.
retrospective. I know a lot more about him than you think.
Uh, so while he was at Marvel, he had a 10-year run inking on the Hulk and an 8-year run on Spectacular Spider-Man. But these aren't the only things that Sal worked on. He worked on Silver Surfer, Avengers, Thor, New Mutants, Spider-Girl,
Ooh.
Uncanny X-Men, one of the last stories for Uncanny X-Men before it went out to becoming just reprints, by the way.
Hmm.
Uh
Yeah, this is before
he
like giant size X-Men kind of brought everything back.
yeah. And then Captain America, Fantastic Four, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Superboy, G.I. Joe, and so many other things. He worked on like Submariner too. He has worked with Larry Lieber, who was the brother to Stanley. He's also
Ooh,
worked with Jerry Siegel, who was writing Silver Surfer over at Marvel, by the way.
nice.
So Sal like made his mark on the comic book industry. Like he was inking and penciling. Like I want to say that he was doing more inking than he was penciling, but he was for sure like he was in it, and we gotta appreciate him for like all the stuff that he did.
It was really prolific, and now
Yeah,
we lost like a really historic guy.
yeah, amazing stuff, and really like deeply ingrained in like Marvel history. I want to say too, because it's from like the like almost early days of Marvel to like he was working into like the 90s. He said he was like he was a retiring person still inking for Marvel and I was like that's hilarious. He just loved his job. He loved doing it. And
Yeah.
his brother too, John was like my brother knows how to ink my work. I don't want anybody else doing that except for him because he had some guy ink his stuff and he's like when he inked my work it it didn't become my work anymore. It became
Right.
whatever that was. But my brother, he knows how to ink this, and it makes it look like my art. So get
Hmm.
him on the book. So I think that's really cool that you can have an inker that works with you and really like exudes your style.
Yeah.
So
Cool, cool,
very
cool.
important person. We should
Yeah.
remember him.
Yes. I don't know how to segue this one, so I'm not going to.
That's fine.
So I need to rant. I need to vent about something that I've kind of held for a while. I want to talk about this in the podcast for a little bit. But I
Hmm.
don't want to be like too negative, but like I really feel like this needs to be talked about
Yeah.
somewhere. Um, so this all started when I was looking through this list of Fantastic Four number 11. I want to see what sort of like stuff there was after the Invincible Woman arc with Malice. So I'm reading this solicit for the latest. It's in May, so there's some stuff that has been released in May. They're bringing the new Future Foundation back, which is great. That's cool. That's really really nice. Um, but there's some sort of like side story as well.
Hmm.
It's like a bigger issue There's some side story stuff, and that's really cool. Um, and I'm also really glad that this Fantastic Four run has lasted more than 10 issues. I'm really glad about that because there's a curse on Marvel where there's 10 issue runs, that's it, bye.
Yeah.
But there's something that I noticed. There's going to be a backup story featuring a writer slash artist named Stan Sakai. I looked him up. He's worked on stuff like
Yes.
Usagi Yojimbo, um, and on League of Comic Geek stuff, which I use for stuff like tracking my polls and everything. I found this particular comment. It says, "My goat Peach, as in Peach Momoko, helping this shitty company by bringing in artists." Now, I've noticed this for a while now, ever since I got into the Ultimate line of books. I am a fan of every single Ultimate line book that has been released, the new one, except one, and that is Ultimate X-Men. I think that Peach Momoko is, no offense to her, but in my personal opinion, she's very much put on a pedestal that I don't think she really deserves, in a way that like she's idolized by people as like Marvel's finally gonna manga-ize their comics, and oh, here's this Ultimate X-Men, it's like a slice life anime, and oh, here's these variant covers, and oh, here's side dimensional rivals, and it's like they're putting her on a pedestal in a really unhealthy way. I think
Hmm.
that in variant covers and stuff like that, in very limited series, goes fine. But the way that people are treating her is like this messiah, this Japanese artist that is gonna bring Marvel back, and oh, Western comics are so terrible, but we're gonna have the best of manga come in, is a really dangerous line of thinking. It kind of goes back to like some of the core beliefs that Comicsgate really believes in, which is Western comics woke and bad, Eastern comics unwoke, based and good, when they are ignoring series like Zombieland Saga and Carol and Tuesday that feature trans characters and
Hmm.
LGBTQ characters. And I was watching a short about how Carol and Tuesday touched upon anti-immigration and shit like that. There's a lot more quote unquote woke elements to manga and anime and Japanese culture in general. People like to admit.
Yeah.
Um, but there's one other thing that I really wanted to really touch on. Jim Lee, the DC president, my favorite artist ever,
Yes.
commented about manga. He talked about how people are more inclined to buy and consume manga
Hmm.
than anime. And I want to read you this quote. So this quote is translated from a Japanese news site called Nikkei X Trend. And he was talking about his career, current trends, and the advantage that Japanese manga and anime have in Western comics. And I'm reading this off of Anime Corner, which seems like the place that has the least amount of like, this is our opinion, blah blah blah, instead of just give me the fucking quote.
Yeah.
So this is a rough translation. I'm not sure if this is super duper accurate. I'm kind of trusting this source, but he says the stories in Japanese manga and anime are incredibly powerful. I often find myself wondering, what is missing in Western comics, and why aren't they able to achieve the same flavor? Also, I think manga has an advantage over American comics, which are mostly about superheroes, and that's where the majority of sales and readers are concentrated. In Japan, it's closer to literature, and anyone can read it. And it's not just hero stories. There's a much wider range of genres, like stories about cooking and soccer. So, soccer, Blue Lock, obviously. But cooking, you have stuff like Toriko,
Hmm.
you have a lot of One Piece with Sanji and stuff like that. There's uh there's some like cooking, like battle royale comic as well. I am blanking on the name of it, but those stories exist. You can draw stories from that, so I'm very happy that the manga has been so successful because it gives me a goal to aim for. The manga market is bigger than our industry. So the question becomes, what can we learn from this? Lee says it's not just an art style, but the sensibility of Japanese stories, and later adds, another thing is that in the West, comics and animation have been considered children's media. And as people grow up, they move on to live action. But in Japan, that's not the case. Not only is there a wide range of genres, but adults also read manga and watch anime. As a culture, it's an art that isn't limited to a specific age range. So he's talking about the how in Japan it's a very different culture to where comics over there, which is manga, isn't just superheroes, isn't just My Hero Academia. It's Blue Lock, it's Dragon Ball, it's Spy X Family, one of my personal favorites. I love that
Hmm.
manga so much. It's One Piece. It's stuff like Made in Abyss, which is really dark and depressing.
Yeah,
But
it's just
there
it
is a
ranges from age group to age group.
there is a wide range of manga out there. And I think what Jim Lee is trying to say is that Western comics try to branch out into more genres and try to get more adult readers reading.
Uh-huh.
Which is not the narrative that Comics wants to admit, which is, ugh, woke is ruining Western comics. There's no woke bullshit in Eastern comics. And that's sort of same people want to worship people like Peach Momoko for, oh, we just want to turn all our Western comics into manga, because manga's doing it right. But no, that's not really how it is. Jim Lee has said it so succinctly that it's a different market. It's a different
Hmm.
culture. They're aiming for a more broad of an audience, whereas comics have a very limited amount of people, right?
Yeah, it's all
So,
superheroes. It's kind of where
yes.
it's predominantly.
And there's stuff with Image as well. Image is doing a really good job of like
Yes.
branching out um their uh their comics and stuff like a sort of Crisis Events, which I'm gonna get the trade paperbacks of because it looks incredible. Stuff like Exquisite Corpses.
Yes.
Um,
Such a good
Stuff
book.
like Radiant Black is superhero, but it's more like
Tokusatsu.
tokusatsu, which
Yeah.
I just ordered the next volume of Radiant Black. I'm gonna try to catch up before the next issue comes out because I'm buying it. I'm reading that shit. Ooh, good shit.
Stuff like
Um,
Chew, which is like a detective, like
yes.
grimy detective story. Like they've just got like
Stuff like
all
I Hate
different stories.
Fairyland, which is
Yeah,
really
horror stories
oddball and
too.
different.
We got like a
It's
bunch
a lot
of
of like
different horror
horror
things,
stories, anthology, like Twilight Zone
fantasy.
as a
Like
comic.
it's just they, I think, are encompassing more of that manga style. Like there's a broad amount of comics where it's not just superhero stuff, and I like that about Image Comics. They did start off where it was like superhero stuff, but I'm glad that they decided to be like, we aren't just superheroes. We're creator owned books, so creators can do more than just superhero stories.
That's how like Exquisite Corpses got such a fast movie deal was because
And
Lee owned that.
Walking Dead, and other stuff that's from Image Comics that has become so popular this day.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think that people are really trying to make Western comics into manga, and I've read a lot of like manga DC and Marvel stuff. Like I finished reading a few months back, Superman versus Meshi, which is just about him eating food.
It's really
And
cute.
it's pretty good. The ending was actually really heartfelt for some reason. I didn't expect that from fucking Superman eating food. You have stuff like Deadpool Samurai. You have stuff like Spider-Man Red.
Yeah.
You have stuff like all the Wolverine manga. There's a ton of Wolverine. Japan loves Wolverine for some reason.
I only have
A ton of
two that I know of. There's Snicked, and then there's Prodigal Son, which I
Prodigal Son is
still
more
need to
big though.
read. I gotta read Prodigal Son. I have it. I just haven't
But
had time to read it.
instead of literally turning Western comics into manga by just hiring more Japanese people, which feels a
Hmm.
little bit Asian culture fetishy, if that makes sense. What
Yeah.
we should take from manga is branching out into different genres, which I do agree. I also just feel like more people should get into Western comics for uh different genres. Like there are genres that exist out there that people should read.
Hmm.
But I do agree with Jim that like the vast majority of successful comics out there is mostly superheroes. That's what Western comics is usually known for.
Yeah, it's what it
Maybe
was
like a
built
culture
on.
shift. Yeah, I think like a culture shift could be something that we could see in the future. Because
It,
like DC brought back Vertigo. They brought back the
hmm.
Black Label. They're doing a lot of like. There was a
They are the ones
preview
branching
for
out.
yes. There was a preview in one of my DC books for The House by the Sea, I think it's called.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
they really want to really push like, hey, you should be more than just
There was
superhero manga
one
or superhero
for
comics.
that other Dennis Camp book. What's it called? Bleeding Hearts, I want to say. It was in the back of the. Funny enough, it was in the back of his other book, Martian Manhunter. Yeah, Bleeding
Yeah,
Hearts, which is about the zombie who his heart starts beating again.
yeah.
So yeah, they're
So
experimenting more with that stuff.
yeah, but my point is that like Comicsgate bad, Comicsgate stinky, Western
One hundred
comics branch
percent.
out.
One hundred
Every time I
percent.
see a fucking Comicsgate person, I'm just like, you are so brain dead. I swear to God, not everything is woke bullshit or whatever.
It's just
And
the
also you're
world.
bigoted.
Yeah, it's just the world. People just don't want to accept that there's a wider range of beliefs than their own. It's like
Yeah,
you know that your religion or your belief system is not the only thing that is here, right? There's other people around you. You
yeah,
exist.
but also the other point was that like people need to stop idolizing like
Hmm.
Japanese artists wanting to take over like the Marvel sphere or whatever.
Yeah, I
Like
think
I'm fine
people
with what
need
Peach Momoko
to.
was doing, but I don't really like when people put her to a pedestal and be like, "This
Yeah,
is the greatest thing Marvel's ever done." Blah blah blah
I
blah.
think when they are like they look at the Japanese art style and then go like that's more superior to like the American art
Yes,
style. It's like
that's
you need
exactly what they think.
to
That's why Peach Momoko's stuff sells well because people think that flawed mindset.
they need to understand that there's other art styles and art is subjective, but at the same time, it's cool to look at other people's way of drawing characters or
Yeah,
like how they tell a story because for me I wouldn't have figured out like all these other greater artists if I didn't kind of take this leap of faith and read all these books that I'm reading and be like whoa, like there's this art style and there's this art style and there's this artist that I like that's so different from this artist and it's not always clean. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's cartoony, sometimes it's realistic, and sometimes it's like a painting.
yeah,
That's the greatest thing about comics is that it's not to one style, and I like that.
yeah. But I don't know. I think the best thing you can do in terms of having, oh, I want more manga in my comics. The best balance you can achieve was achieved in Miles Morales run. Yes, I'm biased, but let me explain. Cody Ziegler was so influenced by manga and anime that he put a lot of references in that. And literally, last fucking
Yeah,
issue had him slicing up a dude in half with a sword, and that's Trunks.
yeah.
He had the famous Dio walk. Let's do the
He
damn thing.
had
That's the Dio walk.
he had references to Yu Yu Hakusho with the electric sword and to Vegito from Dragon Ball.
He also had a Beerus Goku punching each other thing
Hmm.
from Battle of Gods. Like that is how you have more manga and anime stuff in your comics. It's like that run is one of the I think it is one of the greatest comic runs. And because the art is so stylized, so much like jagged lines, really colorful stylized faces.
Uh-huh.
Miles is a good character. It's like it's the best parts of what I love about comics and what comics can really achieve without doing like fourth wall breaking stuff like what Martian Manhunter's done, which I love that. But in terms of like just sticking to the traditional medium, it is one of the greatest comic runs I've ever read because
Hmm.
it just it's so stylized and it goes out there and does really cool things. I love that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the new Miles run soon. Don't worry. End of this episode, we'll talk about it. But I don't know. I just feel like people who sort of idolize that stuff on comics hate people are just kind of blah. But
Yeah.
speaking of real world issues,
Yeah, we're gonna be talking
we're
about
talking about ice.
We're talking about Artist Against Ice specifically. This really started about, I want to say, maybe 2 or 3 months ago with a drawing from just the phenomenal, amazing Daniel Warren Johnson, who drew up that great Absolute Batman annual where he's facing off against a bunch of fucking white supremacists on the cover. So this was a drawing I think he did at a con, but it's of absolute Batman either chokeholding or killing an ice agent, and it's
Yeah.
fucking beautiful. It's amazing.
He
This
also
was first
had
one.
one of the Punisher.
No, no, no,
No,
no, no.
that's a different artist. That's a
That
different
is a
artist.
different artist. He had another thing that he made because he was also drawing the series. He was drawing. Uh, oh, that's too big of an image that covered you. I'm shrinking it. Oh my god, why is this image so big? This is a really big image, so I have to shrink it down.
So high quality, you gotta see every
It
pore.
is. Holy crap. I don't know why. It was so small when I saved it. Here it is. It's of Optimus Prime shielding immigrants from ICE agents, which is awesome.
Rhyme.
Yeah, Optimus Prime.
All right, I think Daniel Warren Johnson does do Skybound Transformers now. I think.
He was writing it and he was drawing it, and then his run just ended because Robert
Okay.
Kirkman is now on it, and I think Dan Mora is on it now.
Really?
Yeah, Robert Kirkman
Robert
took
Kirkman's
a.
writing it?
Yes, I think so, because he was writing some
Huh.
of the GI Joe stuff too.
Let me check that out.
Joshua Williamson is
Robert Kirkman's the
also.
fucking Invincible guy, the Walking Dead guy.
Yeah, Joshua Williamson is on some of these GI Joe books as well.
Yes, I have heard about that. That's
So
where I think believe he got his big start was GI Joe stuff. I
really, I didn't know that.
I may be wrong on that, but I think he was on GI Joe and then DC. Maybe it was the other way around. I'm not sure.
I
But I know he's
think.
done like other stuff besides like DC.
Yeah. But this drawing's awesome. Fucking, it makes so much sense that Optimus Prime, of all people, he's an alien from another planet, is helping
Nice.
people. So awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome stuff. And then we have Thon Thon on Blue Sky drew this. Let me find it here. Is this awesome picture of Blue Beetle beating the shit out of out of an
Yeah.
ice agent. It's fucking awesome. Did you get to see that? Did I send that to you?
No, can you send it to me?
Yes, I can send it to you. It's really cool.
I want to see
It's
this
Jaime.
shit. Jaime Reyes, my favorite Blue Beetle. I still need to watch the movie.
Oh, you haven't seen the movie?
No.
We can watch it together and I can give you my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I know it was really cool.
So this one's really
But the ones
good.
that I got sent most to me were Instagram posts from
Tim
I don't know
Doyle.
who Tim Doyle and Nakatomi underscore Inc. Don't know what that is. But there's one of the Punisher, and it's him pointing a gun at the nice agent.
Yeah.
Oh God, please have family. He says. So today I say you didn't care. Why should I? 5.5 pounds of pressure, another Nazi gone. Try not to smile. It happens, which is kind of dark.
It
But
is.
kind of fitting for Punisher though.
100%. He would hate ice.
We also see Wolverine, like slice so much of ICE police people. We see Ghost Rider beating a bunch of ICE people down. That's the one that I've seen the most, like that guy specifically.
Let
But
me
a lot of
find
comic artists
the.
are coming together to like say fuck ICE, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, then there's another one that I
Another
sent
one?
to there. Well, there was like another one I sent to you where it was this artist called Kim Inc. And it is the Spider-Man one where they're jumping a bunch of ice agents.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Miles, Peter, Spider-Punk, and Miguel O'Hara all just beating the shit out of ice agents. This is really awesome.
Yeah.
And then we have one more that I didn't share to you yet. But it was somebody who was doing some art for the X-Men 97 show, and it's Cyclops lasering an ice agent.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll send that one to you real quick so you can see it.
I want to see that. That's in next one 97 art style.
Somebody who was like storyboarding it or something. I know that. I was looking up art. So that's pretty cool.
Hey, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I think that's all the artists that we have. Because I was trying to look for more, but this seemed to be all the ones that I could find. But really cool to see some artists uh, using their talents to, you know, talk about world problems and being like, these heroes would not stand like these types of things going on in the world. Fuck ice. Panel Punk's official quote, fuck ice.
We gotta get art of us beating up Ice Age.
I would 100% commission somebody to do that.
Well, can't you draw that?
Um, I could.
Aren't you one of those drawing arty people? You do the little
I,
squiggles on the piece of paper?
I am. I'm just a busy person. I'll maybe I can draw something up over the weekend because I still got to draw you your thingy.
Oh, yeah.
But really cool
Speaking
stuff.
of real issues again, I read some stuff that I want to talk about.
Some stuff.
I want to read more like graphic novels and past runs and stuff. So I'm gonna try to include some of the topics. I read two things. I read Wonder Woman Earth 1. I read Marvel Knight number 1. I want to start with Marvel Knight number 1 because it's easier to talk about.
Okay. Let me get that up on the screen then.
So, Marvel United was the Pride special that happened last year.
Yeah, I read it. It was really good.
It was when a couple of other VTubers were coming over, having a week together, and we were at my local comic shop where I got my shit from, and they were just scouring through the long box and they found some copies of Marvel United. They both got variant covers. I was stuck with the original cover. Great, thanks.
It's not a bad cover for
It's not
what
a bad
it
cover
is.
at all, but it's just like I wanted the one with the little trans flag on it.
Yeah.
So this issue has like 4 stories in it, but it starts with a little essay from someone named Emmett Yanamura. They were the director of animation who worked on X-97 about coming out.
Nice.
And how it was really hard, but like X-97 taught me that you shouldn't be afraid to be your art or something like that. I saw that they enjoyed kayaking in the Pacific Northwest. And as a Pacific Northwest inhabitant, I really appreciated that. I feel seen.
Nice.
So the first story, which was sort of the weakest one in my opinion, was Captain America of the Railways fighting some like Hydra agents. Starts off with like the Hydra agent going like, "We are like hate."
Oh
blah,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And then
Hitler.
Escapade comes in, and they're like, "Hey, fuck you, Nazi, haha, beat the shit out of you." I found it was a little corny from a lot of their declarations saying trans liberation and stuff like that. And it was the guy that was trying to Escapade because Escapade believes trans, and he was like, "Trans rights, your rights are human rights," and I'm like, that's a little bit on the nose. But anyway, but it's like a little better because as a trans person, I appreciate it. But it's like could have done a little better, a little better.
Yeah, I think that's some of my
Hitler's ghost.
Yeah.
Hitler's ghost is just dead now. Apparently, this was the official canonical death of Hitler, which is the ghost of Hitler.
The way that I interpret it is that they beat him, but it's like he lives on is kind of like what they say because hate is always going to happen. Like there's always going to be people that are prejudiced and racist, but you know,
like Escapade, I believe it's Escapade.
Yes,
has like the power to like transfer energy or bodies or something. So she transferred herself to Hate Monger, gaining his powers, and she becomes like a big old green spirit of like
she became like
something.
A goddess, and it was like awesome, like the way that she looked. I was like, holy shit, this design's badass.
Yeah, but like I thought that like weird transfer thing, I thought it was a little bit of like an ass pull in terms of like, oh, we're just gonna beat the bad guy by having her transfer her powers. Like, I thought it wasn't too egregious. Second story was the best one.
Which one is this one?
Nightcrawler. So it starts off like Mystique and Destiny, her girlfriend and canonical other parent of Nightwing, Crawler, which is not Nightwing. No, Two Women did not create DC's greatest ass. I was like a little concerned the time scale and everything because I was like, didn't they reveal that like Destiny was Nightcrawler's like quote unquote father or
No, no, no,
co-parent
no.
a while ago.
Mother.
I know, but like
Destiny is the mother in the
they fuse
situation, and
their
Mystique is more like the father because of shape shifting.
oh
Remember that?
okay, but like I really liked how they were talking to Nightcrawler, and
Hmm.
it was a message of like be proud of your beside other people othering you or whatever. Because Nightcrawler's like, oh, I want to go out and see this like kid at school, and she's like, um, people are afraid of you and stuff like that, and he's like, I don't care, and she's like, I'm proud of you for being who you are, and like, you're not afraid, and don't let people hate you or whatever, because you're special the way you are.
Hmm.
And then she wakes up, and it was a dream the entire time.
Yeah,
She's like,
because
well,
that is not the reality of that relationship at
yeah,
all, which I
and
find
because I was like,
sad.
what's the time scale? But no, it was a dream. And her and Mystique and Destiny are like in a hotel room, and they're like outside, and she's like, "Oh, I miss Nightcrawler," and he's like, "I'm sure he turned out to be a great hero." And you see in the background this news of like Nightcrawler saves people from burning building or something like that. Like
Hmm.
that's really cool. I like that one a lot.
It was very cute when I read it.
Now,
I was
where's my
like, ugh.
Nightcrawler solo ongoing?
Maybe
Where's Nightcrawler
sometime.
gonna get a solo ongoing? We have fucking Psylocke and Magic and Colossus. I'm excited for.
Hmm.
But where is my Nightcrawler? Where is he?
Maybe soon when more X-Men books start popping off again.
The third story is dealing with Black Cat and Sarah.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
this one.
confused as to why Black Cat was a thing in this. Apparently, she's bi.
She
So I'm like, oh, okay, that
is.
makes sense. So you have uh Black Cat and Sarah dealing with some sort of like gem or crystal or something, and they activate some like big old spirit that like traps them in their biggest anxiety or fear or whatever, and like
Hmm.
or their biggest regret actually. It was the biggest regret, and Sarah was hooking up with Thor's sister,
Angela.
Angela, yes, and they were hooking up, and she regrets like leaving her, and then Black Cat is like having visions of Peter and like her other exes, and it's like she's regretting like her relationship being a mess or whatever.
Hmm.
But they get over their regret, and at the end, Sarah steals the gem. No, it was Black Cat or Sarah. I think it was Sarah. It was one of them. Steals the gem, and then Sarah's like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna go maybe talk to Angela soon." That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
But the last story was actually my second favorite. It was original Captain America, Steve Rogers,
Hmm.
and he was with a childhood friend named Arnie Roth.
Yeah.
Um, apparently, Roth has a history, a pre-existing
Hmm.
history in Marvel. So he was one of the first openly gay characters written by oh, who was the guy who wrote I can look this up because he was the writer of Spider-Man 94. I think it's J.M. Mateus or something. Let me get the actual name right really quick. No, it was not Spider-Man number 94. It was Spider-Man 94. Uh, no, it was Spider Dash Man apostrophe. There it is. It was written by J.M. DeMatteis.
Nice.
He long-standing Marvel writer apparently. He wrote Grave of the
Hmm.
Sun, which I'm gonna read soon. But it was like them growing up and stuff like that, and it cuts to it's like he was kind of like a kid getting beat up like by some bullies, and Arnie Ross sees him, and he's like, you're a little pipsqueak, but I'll protect you. Don't worry, Steve." And then it cuts to Steve becoming Captain America, and he's like doing some party or celebration or something. And he goes out and he finds Arnie Roth, and he's like, "Oh, you remind me of my friend Steve Rogers. He has like a stinky aftershave that I don't like
Yeah.
or something." Um, and then they
No, I
fight
think he
some fights.
actually liked the aftershave, is what it was.
Yeah, but they fight some like Hydra dudes, And they come out and it's like, oh, those Nazi scum are destroyed. And he's like, yeah, by the way, Cap, nice aftershave. Which kind of implies he knows Captain America's Steve
Yeah.
Rogers. And then it ends with Captain America being like, sometimes people are forgotten from history because of who they are and what they identify as. But we wish to never forget Arnie Roth, who served his country well. And it's like a little picture of Captain America and Arnie kind of like saluting.
Yeah, and they made a
And it
statue
ends,
of him too, right?
yes. And it ends like an interview with J.M. DeMatteis about him creating creating Arnie Roth. And like sort of the first out gay people.
Yeah.
Out gay characters. And that was
It's
really
really neat because like Arnie Roth is more of like that Bucky character that we saw in the movies who took care of Cap, you know. Cuz Bucky didn't do that in the comics. He was like a kid that Cap found. So they like had to
cool.
replace him in the movies and be like, it's this straight guy. It's not Arnie Roth, which is
Not.
like,
It's not.
which
Arnie
is
Roth gay, and that's a-okay.
hell yeah. And
But
I'm
overall, I
glad.
thought Marvel United was pretty good. It
Hmm.
wasn't anything like super mind blowing, but it's nice to see like different characters represented. I was kind of hoping Wiccan showed up because he's a major gay character.
He
But
has
we'll
his
probably
own
see more of
series to
him.
be gay in,
He has his own series, yeah.
which they promoted at the end of it.
That's not the only thing I read. I also read Radiant Black Volume 4, but we're not talking about that today because I'm
No.
saving that for when we actually talk about Radiant Black. You know what? No. I'm gonna touch on Radiant Black Volume 4. Fuck it. Fuck it. Script, I don't care. I'm gonna touch on Radiant Black Volume 4.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This fucking series is so good. So this current issue deals with the fallout of Nathan and Marshall both sharing the Radiant Black powers. And so like swapping between each other.
Hmm.
It also is the fact that they know that a war is coming.
Oh
All the
shit.
Radiants and all like the alien races coming to Earth. And they're going to blow up Earth and take their powers.
Oh.
And so you have to find a way to like figure out what the fuck to do.
Hmm.
Radiant Yellow, who's like he's an older black guy, has like a bunch of like clairvoyant, like future seeking powers. He's currently trying to like deal with like the best case scenario, trying to repair this dude, trying to get both Radiant Blacks on like their journey to like stop Shift, like this dude in like a green hood.
Hmm.
He's like a major villain. Later becomes an ally later on, I've heard, which is kind of cool.
He has his own series
But
that I think I have the volume for in that pack of like Radiant Black
yes,
stuff that I got a while back.
which you should definitely send me those files.
I will once I read them myself.
Yeah. But it's basically like them kind of getting ready for the war. Um Also Nathan misses LA, so he goes back over to try to get some sort of movie deal going.
Hmm.
Because him and a friend he was at with in LA was writing something together, but the other dude stole his credit. And
What?
so he's dealing with that a little bit, and he sort of falls out with some people because like they like this other guy a lot more, but he
Oh.
is a talentless writer. And
Oh
Nathan's like,
shit.
no, give this to me. I know what I'm doing. But the movie deal falls apart and he kind of leaves. And as he's like going in the airplane, he kind of like sighs and stuff. He's like, God, I fucking miss LA. Which is foreshadowing. There's a future issue of Radiant Black where he moves back to LA,
Oh shit.
which is great. I want to see what he's up to. So the series, not series, the volume ends with like them going to existence again. The big like giant robot guy, beginning of the issue gives him the powers or whatever.
Hmm.
The giant robot guy kind of died, so they're like trying to get
Ooh.
him back, and they're dealing with their like anxiety and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And Marshall's trying to like get his powers again. But like one of the final panels of the issue is they bring back the giant robot dude, and he's like, "You must protect yourselves. A war is coming. In order to survive, there is one thing you must do. One of you has to be the only Radiant Black."
Oh shit.
So the next few volumes is going to deal with the intergalactic war that's going on, that's going to happen.
Hmm.
And picking one Radiant Black, which I already know it's Marshall. Marshall's the Radiant Black,
Oh, really?
which I kind of prefer, and I actually do really like how they sort of like have Nathan set up as the Radiant Black a little bit, the writer guy,
Uh-huh.
but they faked it out. It's Marshall. That's really interesting because it's like if some other dude was Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
then Peter Parker, a side character, becomes Spider-Man. You know what I mean? It's sort of like that fake. I really
It's
like
a
that a lot.
when I read it, I thought it was an interesting thing to do where it's like you're first showing this character and it's kind of like a prologue. It's prologue
Yeah.
to see how this other character deals with the fallout of his friend uh getting like put into a coma pretty much, like almost dying, and you're like, well, now I have the powers and I'm going to go beat the shit out of this guy that put my
Yeah.
friend in the coma.
Mm. I'm really excited to see what the next volume is. I ordered it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna talk about it next week. I'm gonna
Nice.
talk about every single volume I read. So 5 and 6, I think.
All
So
right. I got
5, 6, 7.
to I got to catch up with you then so I don't
You
miss out
need
on anything.
to. You need to. You need to catch up with me
I
because
know.
we're gonna talk about the issue. When's the next issue of Radiant Black?
I
It's
think
in
it said
February.
March, I think.
I think it's in February. February 18th. I think.
Was it?
Radiant Black is coming March 4th. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
March 4th.
that's
4.
right. I'm epic.
But we're gonna catch up until that point, cause
Mhm.
oh yeah, baby,
There's some
love
good
me some
stuff.
Radiant Black.
I'm gonna try to read the side stuff too because I have some of the side series like Infernal Girl Red, Radiant Pink, Rogue Sun, Shift,
Yeah,
the Dead Lucky, or I think that's what it's called.
send those to me. I want to read them.
And when I get into them and start reading them, I'll start sending them your way so you can read them as well.
Let's move on to stuff that isn't as great. The last thing I
Yeah,
want to talk about in reading,
yeah.
I read. So I want to get some more compact
Eh.
comics, and I was looking through the compact comics list, and I found one that was a Wonder Woman book called Wonder Woman Earth One. It was written by Grant Morrison, which is one of my favorite comic writers. I'm like, surely this can't be bad. I bought it. I read it.
Yeah.
Ew. Not their best work.
No.
So it's
No.
separate. It's a graphic novel. It's a series of 3 graphic novels separated
Mhm.
into 3 parts in the compact comic. It's a more realistic, quote unquote realistic, interpretation of like the golden age of Wonder Woman, because the guy who made Wonder Woman was really into bondage and like
Yeah.
they repeat this line a lot. Um, loving a submitting to a loving authority or something like that. It was really weird. The first volume was sort of like Wonder Woman's origins. Apparently
Mhm.
Hercules was like a rapist, and
Yes.
he was like enslaving all the Themyscira girls.
I think that's in the
And
regular like origin as
Golden Age,
well. Like
yeah,
there's a moment where the Amazons do have that happen to them.
yeah. But like Hippolyta, who is Wonder Woman's mom in this, is like, uh, she takes over and like eats up Hercules and he goes away.
Mhm.
And cuts to a few thousand years later, Diana is like born, but like she's being prevented her destiny, like really being overprotective. She finds Steve Rogers, who crashed into the island.
I think you mean Steve
And
Trevor.
did I say Steve Rogers?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I mean Steve Trevor,
The
who
wrong
is a
Steve.
black guy in this, which is really interesting. I really
I
like that.
forgot about that. Yeah.
He's like so infatuated with her, uh, but like she returns him to the man's world they call it, but like
Mhm.
Steve Trevor's like, I want to see my angel, I want to see my Wonder Woman. So like all the Themyscira girls are going after Wonder Woman because she broke the sacred boundaries of not dealing with man's world, and so there's a fallout of that. But she's like, no, I want to come out to this world. I want to see what it's like. I want to spread our loving authority to this man's world and change it. And I like the first volume. Second volume was really good because it deals with Wonder Woman trying to spread her beliefs to people in a peaceful way.
Hmm.
And there was a panel that I took a picture of that I sent to you. It was a panel that this was apparently made in like 2016 to
Yeah, let me
2021. So
find
like
that picture.
yeah. But there was a panel that some girl says, "What about Wonder Trans Woman? Is there room for people like me in your utopia?" And the woman says, "There's room for everyone. The Amazon Code was evolved by women over thousands of years and outlines a progressive past way of living and thinking that anyone can follow." So she's pro-trans. That's great. Good for you. Um, but there's this like incel guy that comes in,
Oh
and he has this
no.
weird cane, and he's like gonna mind break Diana, and he gets with Diana and like really like gets in her mind, like tricks her or whatever. But he's like, "I'm gonna get this fucking bitch because no woman can escape my grasp." So he like does some stuff and like tricks Diane to like going against like Steve Trevor and siding with him instead. Like Steve Trevor and some like other side characters. There's one plus size girl that's really cool. I forget her name, but she says woo woo a lot.
Is it Etta Candy?
Um, I think it's Candy. Yes. Not really familiar with her, but she was in it.
She's like an older like side character for the Wonder Woman mythology. They don't really use her a lot because she was more like the civilian life of when Diana had like, a secret identity, which is kind of like she doesn't do that anymore because it's kind of like a bullshit thing. Why would she do it?
Yeah, yeah. But it ends with like Maxwell Lord's in the picture, and he's the reincarnation of Hades. And
Oh.
they make like, this giant army, and they're gonna fight Themyscira. And third volume is them fighting Themyscira, and then destroying all the robots. And then there's the decision I really don't like. One was like, you know what? Fuck man's world. We're gonna take over by force. So they
Oh.
take over the Earth, and it ends with like this future where oh, her mom dies, by the way, from like one of the robots or whatever.
Oh.
Or was it the guy? There's also this like Nazi lady that got like reformed under like mind control or some shit
Hmm.
from the Themyscirans. It's really weird.
Yeah, this
But
sounds just really odd in general.
it ends with like Wonder Woman's now the ruler of Earth, and she's going by a different name, and her
Oh.
dead mother is now Wonder Woman's daughter,
What?
made of clay,
Huh?
because her heart was everlasting and remains, so she put in like a homunculus basically, and she's now her daughter, and it's
What?
really weird. And
What?
I was like, "This what the fuck?"
You okay, when you first initially told me that this was bad and then you started telling me all this, I didn't know any of this ending. That's real
Yeah,
bad. That's real. What was Grant thinking?
I don't know.
What kind of ending is that?
The first volume was kind of bad. The second volume I did like. I did like a lot. Third
Yeah.
volume was bad.
That's so weird because like I've seen the first three volumes of each of these Earth One books. Like the Superman stuff's good. It's fine. Like I read the first volume of that. I like it. Second volume and third volume of it, it's like okay. The Batman one kind of does this same shit where it like goes and nosedives real bad. Like its first volume's good, second volume's all right, and then third volume's like god awful. So maybe it was good that they didn't make these Earth One books like the absolute books because I felt like that's why they were trying with these, but it was kind of like a failure because I read a few of these when they came out
Hmm.
and they were meh.
I don't know. I'm gonna give more compact comics a try because I do
Yes,
appreciate like liking something because I wouldn't have read this book otherwise.
I
Like it's
think.
not a good book, but like the fact that compact comics gives you just three
Hmm,
books in one for like $10 or 12 issues for $10, that's really fucking good. And I can't wait to when we actually talk about compact comics as a whole in a topic, or when the 1 year anniversary comes out and kind of compare it to like
2
your
year.
collection.
Remember, it's 2 years. It's already
Oh,
been out for
really?
yeah. I keep telling you, it's been 2 years. Like
Yeah, well,
2024
we'll
is when
talk
it
about
came
that
out.
because these comic covers really good. Gives me an opportunity to like read stuff I wouldn't otherwise read. But
Mm.
like It was bad, but I appreciate reading it.
What you should read from that compact collection is the Wonder Woman Blood and Guts. That one's good. I actually really liked that run in the New 52. The art is really good.
Oh, Super 2 one. Okay, still haven't
And
caught into it.
Orion is in it from the New Gods, by the way.
Nice.
So you'll like that. It's really neat. It messes around a lot with the Greek mythology and kind of like the origins of the Amazons. Well, specifically Wonder Woman, because the origin for her is a little bit changed, but I think it's neat.
Cool. Speaking
So
of neat things, Dragon Ball had a
yeah,
big anniversary that
yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah. 40th anniversary of the series. For a long time we were kind of like, is there gonna be any new Dragon Ball content? Because like it was slowly coming out some stuff. Like we got Daima Goku in Fighters, which was kind of crazy. Like we were like Fighters relevant like last year, and then the big news hit that
Two big news hits.
Dragon Ball Super is coming back
Yes, they're
to
gonna
adapt the
adapt the
Galactic
Maro arc.
Patrol arc. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, the
excited for
Maro
it.
arc was a really big arc that happened in the manga, so I'm really glad to see that
Yes,
actually getting an anime adaptation.
it'll be really neat.
Not only
It'll be cool
that,
to see that.
we're getting a new game.
Yeah, it's gonna be called. Well, it's just known as Age 1000. So this game is going to center around maybe some stuff that's related to Dragon Ball Online, but they also hinted maybe some Xenoverse stuff. I'm hoping it's more leaning towards the online stuff because I've had this conversation with many people that I don't want to see another Dragon Ball game where it's just reiterating the same story again.
Hmm.
Because that seems to be the problem with every game. It's let's retell the story. Let's retell the story. It's like, okay, please, I want to see a new story. And that seems to be kind of where this is going. We saw a new character design by Akira Toriyama.
Yes.
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
Toriyama-sama.
Kirishama's been working this for I believe over 10 years.
Yeah, it was working on it. This character seems to have some kind of fit that's more modern, more like futuristic version of the Great Saiyaman suit because it's got
Hmm.
green and red on it, and it's got a G and an S on the side. So I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what they do. Looks really cool. We're also getting some new DLC for Sparking Zero, which Sparking Zero hasn't been relevant for forever, so kind of cool to see that get attention. And then the
Yes.
last thing that got announced was Dragon Ball Super Beerus Enhanced, which it is a version of Battle of Gods that intercuts some of the stuff from the anime as well. So it's kind of like a more detailed version of what we saw. And I think it has like deleted scenes or like extended scenes too. So me personally, I don't really care because this is like in that same subject of like we're rehashing the same story of what we've already seen. We've seen Battle of Gods maybe 3 times now. One
Hmm.
for, the movie that came out. Two, the
Yeah.
anime, and then now it's this again. So I
Dragon
don't
Ball
know.
fans are eating good.
They are eating good. I am a Dragon Ball fan myself, so I'm excited to see
I'm more of an
the.
original Dragon Ball fan. I don't like Z that much, but
Oh, Dragon Ball's
I'm curious to see
great.
what the Super stuff is like.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited to have it come back and actually see it like animated and whatnot again. I
Yeah.
do wonder because after this, they're going to adapt the Granola arc probably, but after that, it's the superhero arc, which superhero already came out. So it's like, um, then we're caught up.
Yes.
So there's not much going on because currently Toyotaro is working on another thing rather
Yeah.
than Dragon Ball. So I'm wondering when we're going to get more manga content or what's going to continue the story or maybe conclude the story. Like we're getting close to the ending too with the timeline wise of where everything was. Characters
Yeah.
are at the age of where
The
they should be at the end of Dragon Ball Z. So,
yeah, Age of Z or End of Z or something like that.
yeah, end of Z is kind of where that era is, where
Yeah.
Oob shows up. So,
Yes.
I'm interested. Oh, Oob is gonna make a appearance actually in this arc. I just forgot about that
Nice.
because he showed up in the manga for the Galactic Patrol arc, the Mora arc. So we're gonna see him
Maybe more
again.
will take place after End of Z?
No, no. They explained it was like beforehand. Still,
Okay.
it's just that Boo like they're doing like a spirit bomb or something to kill Moro, and it shows that Boo had met up with like Oob to have him like give energy or something. So
Yes.
that's what I remember anyway. But cool stuff.
Speaking of
Excited.
things we remember, Lost Spider-Man PS1 prototype. This got shown to me a little bit ago. I followed this YouTube channel named Fudge Budger. He posts a lot of like Lost Media Spider-Man content. He made a video on like some sort of like Lost Spider-Man prequel comic for like the Raimi movies. But he just posted on January 24th that there is a Lost prototype that got found. This is made by a company called New Level. Um, New Level was also making a Beavis and Butthead Do Hollywood, which was canceled. But Activision was like getting a lot of pitches from various studios about a Spider-Man game. Neversoft was the one who actually won it and like made the Spider-Man game all know and love. But next New Level made a prototype that looks really interesting. It's just a basic prototype of like Spider-Man running around a city, running really really fast, like he drank like 5 Mountain Dews. He's
That's
crawling on
awesome.
walls and stuff, but it looks really cool. It feels like it was gonna take more inspiration from like the animated series, like the '94 animated
Oh,
series.
nice. I love that.
Uh, yeah, just a short one. Don't really have much to talk about there. Uh, really cool to see more Spider-Man history show
Yeah.
up in this. You know.
And something I want to talk about because we haven't talked about it on the podcast yet, but it's something I'm absolutely obsessed about. But Kamen Rider, we got some news for a new movie coming out for the series Kamen Rider Agito. So originally there was this hint out online that they released that was like all these different titles that could potentially be for the different series of Kamen Rider. So they had like Kamen Rider, Be the Two, Kamen Rider Kabuto 20th something anniversary,
Yeah.
and one of them was Kamen Rider Agito Psychokinesis War. And everybody was having their bets. They were like, it's gonna be Kabuto because we've seen Kabuto behind the scenes footage for like something that's coming out. Like the actor released it, and then the other day, trailer drops. Kamen Rider Agito Psychokinesis War. And
Nice.
I'm so excited for it. If you've never seen Kamen Rider Agito, the best way to explain it to you is Twin Peaks meets Tokusatsu. It
Ooh.
is a series about Soichi Sugami, who is this house cleaner, like housekeeper and everything. He does everything from cleaning to cooking, but he has amnesia. He doesn't know who he was, but he does know that there's evil out in the world. So when he hears like this ringing in his ears, he goes off and he becomes Kamen Rider Agito to fight these enemies called the Unknown, which are these
Ooh.
like different themed animal creature, like anthropomorphic animal creatures that do like different hand signs or different like ritualistic things before they kill somebody. And then he also had other Kamen Riders with him, Kamen Rider G3, which is like this police official Kamen Rider. And then there was Kamen Rider Gills, which uh, we actually get to see kind of an image of Gills in this movie, but
Hmm.
his fate is that he did not make it. There's this like deteriorating head that is like getting eaten up in like this jelly. So we're kind of gonna get to see the fate of what happened to him. There is a reason why he
Um.
didn't come back. All the actors are coming back except for him, and
Yeah.
it is because he was not a good guy. He was an abuser to his
Oh.
significant other. So he's been
The
ost.
actor?
Yes, the actor.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's been ostracized from Japanese Hollywood. They do not take lightly to that. So
The
Uh,
Kamen Rider news is always cool to hear. I still need to finish W.
yeah, yeah.
They
It
call it double, but it's W.
no, you can call it either one. I mean, double W. They
Because
call them either
I
one.
only watched a little bit of it. The arc where I was on was like they were going to like that casino or whatever.
Oh, that's like at the start.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot, but I want to finish it because it
It's
looks really good.
it's really good. I'm currently watching Xaid and I'm watching Zets, which is the newest one. Zets has been
I
really
know,
fun.
I know my one of my closest VTuber friends who is now my VTuber sibling. Thanks, Mika. Uh, Zom Danny, or just call him Zom. He's been
Hmm.
watching Kamen Rider Black Sun.
Yeah, he was. He finished it, which is like I don't know if it's a retelling or a sequel to Kamen Rider Black.
I think it's a sequel.
Okay.
So that's what I heard from Zom.
Yeah, I know that Kamen Rider Black is more like the Showa era, like the original era
Yeah,
of Kamen Rider. We're in the Reiwa era
and there's like a
currently.
sequel that has like the same actors, I think,
Oh, okay. Cool,
or at
cool.
least same characters. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what this Agito movie is going to be. It has like all of the actors from it. This is also the 25th anniversary of Agito.
Oh,
Agito was the apparently the most viewed of the Kamen Rider shows because it was coming off of the heels of Kuga, which Kuga kind of got like everybody back onto Kamen Rider. Which,
nice.
if you've not seen Kamen Rider Kuga, you need to. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Kamen Rider, Kuga, and Agito, amazing. Like, there's problems with Agito in places, but like, I don't know. I have a soft spot for it where it's like
Mhm.
the writing is just really good about being like this is the days of our lives, but also mixing in like I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. It's really good. Like the theme
That's
for
great.
Agito is just I always hear it in my head. I'm like, yes. So yeah,
Mhm.
I can't wait for this movie to come out. Apparently it's coming out internationally, so I don't know if it's coming out in theaters, but if they
I don't know if there's like a Fathom
do,
events like limited run of it in theaters.
if they do release it over here, I hope that they release an actual official like English dub of Agito. Like there was only one time that I could watch it, and it was off of like this weird app. It was one of the shout apps, but it was like a sub version of it.
Mhm.
And I watched all of it, and funny enough, it had like every episode except for the last episode on it, and I was like, why is there no last episode? Why can't I not watch the last episode? So, but
That's funny.
it was great, and I hope that they start adapting more of these series because they have only a few of them officially released over here in America. They have Kuga, Geats, Zero One, Ryuki, OG Kamen Rider, and now Zets, which they're English dubbing because this is like the one where they're like, we are going to start doing what Ultraman did and start having these subtitled and releasing like everywhere.
I remember I was at Polar Metro Gaming Expo and I was at a little panel with Charles Martinet. Apparently, he voiced some characters in Ultraman. The
Did
dub.
he?
Yeah.
That's
He's
awesome.
like the narrator or whatever.
Really? Oh, I'm gonna have to see that. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
figure out how that is.
Um yeah, I want to get more into Kamen Rider. I'm really fascinated about the different eras when I
Yeah.
kind of did my
If
toes
you
into
ever if you
each one.
ever want to watch any or if you ever need to learn anything, you know who to call.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna ask for who would ask Rex from. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But speaking of new eras, I've been waiting to talk about this last topic
That's right.
for a while, for like 12 hours, because
Yeah.
I wrote it last night.
I forgot. I was like for a minute you threw me off and I was like we haven't been recording for 12 hours.
No, for like or 24 hours. Sorry, because it was last night.
Mhm.
So let's talk about this really quick because I need to go soon. Um, I have ideas and predictions for the next Miles Morales run. So, just as uh, bar set, um, Brian Michael Bendis wrote Miles Morales. He did two runs, the 1610, and then he run on 616. Then it was Saladin,
Mhm.
and then it was Ziegler. So I have put together 5 creative teams that could be really good on Miles. So these are named. So I'm gonna read the names of them. You have choice 1, which is called the "Let's Get This Out of the Way" choice. It's Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli.
Hell
Because I've
yeah.
heard from people, including me, that we actually would not mind seeing Bendis come back. If you don't know who they are, they're the original team behind Miles Morales. Bendis is back at Marvel. He did a backup for Avengers. He's doing a story for Spider-Man, Superman, um, and Sarah Pichelli's on that too. So the duo has been like kind of in that Miles headspace a little bit. So like I could really see them being like, yeah, we'll come back to write Miles again. The Dream Team. This is the pick that I want, that I've been teasing for a while. And it's Tom Taylor and Federico Vicentini. Now, why Tom Taylor? Isn't he a white dude? Why is there a black character? Because it's predominantly like black actors or black creators. Well, Tom Taylor, he writes a lot of young people. He wrote
It
a
does.
critically acclaimed, long-running Nightwing series, like 40 issues. That's a long time.
Hmm.
And he also writes a lot of stories with really good stakes, like really high stakes stuff, like Detective Comics. The current run that I'm reading is like really good. So I think he could be a really good, fresh, new voice on Miles because he writes a lot of young people.
Hmm.
Federico is an up and coming artist who most does covers of like specific comics. He did an outstanding job with the Spider-Man annual we talked about before. Amazing art there. But he also knows how to draw Miles because of the Miles Morales covers he did. So I think this would bring about a creatively fresh, wittily written, and overall fun era for Miles. Like the best Nightwing writing onto Miles would be so cool. Like you could
Yeah.
see him team up with Shift a lot more. You could see him do some like world traveling because Nightwing does that sometimes. You could see some really personal arcs there. The last arc of Tom Taylor's Nightwing run was him kind of dealing with his personal issues, going on a journey and stuff like that. Because I remember looking at the last cover, it was him in the mountains and he's covered in snow, and it's like, okay, we could see some stuff there. Choice number 3, the neon pairing slash.
Ooh.
Let's try to rip off Spider Verse more. The writer is Evan Narcisse, and the artist is Simone DeMeo. So Evan has a track record of writing well-written stories featuring black heroes. He's a black guy himself. He wrote stuff like Wakanda, which was a anthology series about like different Black Panthers. He wrote
Ooh, cool.
Rise of the Black Panther. And he's most well known for currently writing the Batman Static Beyond miniseries, which has
Oh
been really
yeah, he
good.
is writing that.
So he knows how to do a lot of. He also wrote the Sam Wilson Captain America short-lived ongoing, which they were trying to capitalize on like the Brave New World movie, which I
Hmm.
heard wasn't really well. It got the 10 issue treatment. Um, but I think that he'd be a good writer because he knows how to draw like more futuristic sci-fi stuff with Batman Beyond. But he's also a black guy. He knows how to write black characters. He wrote really good stuff for Static,
Yeah.
Wakanda, a lot of Black Panther stuff. So I think he'd be a really good writer. The artist is Simone DeMeo. He is one of my favorite artists working in comics. He currently does covers right now. He does a lot of the covers for Spider-Man Noir, but I know him best for doing the covers for the previous Batman Robin ongoing. He did the interiors for like half of that series before I think it was Philip Kennedy Johnson, I think his name is, did a run on
Yes.
it. Um, he does a lot of like really good, like flashy, neon, stylized sort of looks. I think that could be like really good for pairing up with like creator that is more in like he's probably still in the mindset of like cyberpunky, like static, beyond Batman stuff.
Hmm.
But I feel like if Marvel was like, we want to get some really good success in, let's rip off the most successful thing Miles has been in, which is Spider Verse.
Yeah.
That's the team to do it. Next, we have the Oddball duo. The writer, I wrote Gary Dugan, but this could
Oh,
also be
really?
Chip Zdarsky. And let me get into this for a
Yeah.
second. So Marvel loves to put Gary Dugan on seemingly whatever the fuck they want him on. He is
True.
most known for his long-running Deadpool run, which I read all of it. It's great. I love that. I started reading Deadpool from Dugan
I
onward.
think he was
Um,
writing the Godzilla destroys
yes,
everything.
he wrote basically every modern Godzilla Marvel comic known to man, but he also wrote Long Shots and West Coast Avengers. The artist I also put down is Jonas Scharf. He drew a lot of drew all of, I believe, the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion series. So maybe they get him on because he knows how to draw Miles really well. So I think the two of them coming together to, you know, make this new Miles ongoing, they could do something really weird, but not an unwelcome pairing. They could do something really
Hmm.
off the wall, kind of like kooky, but you could replace Gary Dugan with Chip Zdarsky. Now, hear me out. Chip Zdarsky is well known for his comedy series, his Howard the Ducks, his Spectacular Spider-Man sort of thing. Because that he did a little bit of run of that a little bit, and that was really good.
Yeah.
Um, so I think he could be a really good writer. He probably is also writing a bit of Miles in Armageddon. So because he's the guy who has the origin box, he probably knows how to write Miles a little bit. And he also wrote Spider-Man. He wrote Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man. So I think he could be a really cool, fresh name because he's writing Captain America right now. Why not be the Dan Moore of writers at Marvel and do another series alongside it?
Hell yeah.
But choice 5, I call this the worst case scenario,
Oh no.
or what Marvel will probably pick. Marvel was probably thinking, these Miles issues have not been selling too well since Bendis left. Why? Because they appeal to too much to Zoomers who don't even read our book because it's full of anime references. You know
Oh
what
no.
Miles needs? Miles needs a touch of the old classic Spider-Man. Let's get Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. on that
Oh
shit.
no. Oh, I mean John
Surely,
Romita Jr. cool,
surely,
but
classic Spider-Man or Zeb Wells, classic Spider-Man team because Joe Kelly's writing Spider-Man. Zeb Wells did the last Spider-Man run. Surely, a classic Spider-Man touch will give it a fresh, prestigious. What do you mean this was canceled after 10 runs? What do you mean Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. was a good run for this? Canceling Miles for good. Fuck you. Bye.
yeah, don't let Zeb Wells on
Don't
anything.
let Joe Kelly, Zeb Wells, Jeremy Jr. on Miles. My dream team is Tom Taylor and Federico Vicentini. Please, I'm begging you. Don't don't fuck it up. I'm waiting for the next. It could be something completely different. It could be Stephanie Williams who's doing the Wonder Woman arc.
That would be cool to see a
That
woman
could be
write him.
cool. But like, it could be someone I'm not even listening at all. But I
True.
think if you want a best outcome, the best new era, Tom Taylor, he has worked on Marvel before. He wrote some Avengers stuff in the past.
He wrote some Spider-Man stuff in the past.
Yes, he did. And Federico Vicentini, who only did the covers for Miles Morales later on, he drew the interiors.
Hell yeah.
Bring those two guys on. Watch it be Zeb Wells or Joe Kelly, and I'll
Oh
be
my
rolling
god, I'm
in
gonna
my
be shaking
bed.
my head if it's Zeb Wells.
I'll read it because I feel like Spider-Versity may set up
Mhm.
like a future Miles Morales.
Who's writing
Oh,
that?
Joe Kelly.
Okay. At
Joe
least it's
Kelly's a
Joe
decent
Kelly.
writer, but he is not. That's why I listen to him for like the what Marvel will probably pick because they may be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, let's just give it to the guy who's currently writing Spider-Man. Sure, that won't end super poorly. And then I said, what do you mean this canceled for 10 issues?
Yeah.
If they want like a long-lasting, fresh, creative series, get the guy to the Spider-Man annual and get the guy who wrote Nightwing. You'll be
Hell fucking
set.
yeah.
I bet you right now it's going to be more than 42. It's going to be like 50 or 60 at least.
It'll be awesome if it is.
Yeah. But speaking of future comics, that is all the time we have today. Let's go look at our current list
Yeah, I
of
just had
comics
mine
coming up next
open.
week.
Things I'm
Big
pulling.
episode. I didn't feel like
Yeah.
we were gonna talk too long
Oh,
about a
we
lot of
talked
the
a lot.
topics.
This was a big one. 3 hours.
So, from February, this is the first week of February. We have a huge list.
Yes.
Let's go. I'm gonna not look at my pull list. I'm just gonna look at what's coming out for February.
Yeah.
February, we have Absolute Superman number 16 involves him fighting Hawkman, who killed Green Arrow.
Yes,
Batman number
unfortunately.
6. I love me some Batman. Absolute Green Lantern number 11 deals with Joe Mulligan and like some agency chasing after wonderful
Tomar Ray's
powers.
in there. I'm
Yes.
excited. Red Lantern Tomar Ray.
The final issue of DCKO Night Fight dealing with Damian Wayne,
Oh.
which is really cool. DCKO Boss Battle,
That one, that cover looks amazing. You know who's doing that cover?
Homelander, just
You
Homelander.
see who's doing that cover, right?
That is Jamal Campbell.
That's why it looks
Love me some
fucking
Jamal
amazing.
Campbell. We got Batgirl. I'm not pulling Batgirl, but I know Batgirl's been doing really
Looks
well.
awesome. I should jump on that. It's Cassandra Cain. She's cool.
Yeah, catch up and maybe pull on your list.
Maybe. Maybe.
Um,
Poison Ivy is at 41 issues. That's crazy.
that's a long
That
time.
that
But
must
I'm
be a
interested in
good
Poison
book.
Ivy. Yeah. JSA. I've been actually thinking about getting to JSA for a little bit now
It does look cool.
because they did like a JSA Year One thing. So that looked
I think
really cool.
that's ending right there.
Yeah.
It says our heroes converge. It's still year one, I guess.
Mhm. Batman Static Beyond. We were just talking about that a little
Yep.
bit, and really, really good. Nice House by the Sea number 7. That was I was talking about like the Vertigo issues they were like doing previews of.
Yes, they're
That's on
continuing
there.
this. This is a different series. A Nice House by the Sea. I think it was originally the Nice House by the Lake.
Yeah.
So this is like a sequel series.
You have a reprint of the Superman Spider-Man second crossover. It's $18. I'm not buying it, but that's cool for those
Yeah,
who do.
no. I might read that Godzilla Infinity War. That is a continuation of the or Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe, so I
Yeah.
might end up reading that. There's also Logan, Black, White, and Blood, which I read
Oh, I was not done
the.
with DC.
Oh, you were just reading
I'll
all
I'll
of DC.
I'll, I'll
Oh,
get I'll
my
do
bad.
DC. Get to Marvel next.
My bad.
Um, no, you're fine. You got Superman Chains of Love Special number 1.
I'm
It's in the
pulling
Dan
that.
slot. Sounds cool to me. And you have I'm not pulling this, but I may read it digitally. I'm not sure.
Oh, I might pull this.
DC X AEW. I'm not an AEW person. I actually was at some of their shows, but I was working there, if that makes sense.
Really
It's a
interesting.
long story. In terms of Marvel, we have Ultimate Wolverine number 14. We
Oh,
have Amazing Spider-Man number 21, which I'm getting because I'm reading Amazing Spider-Man. Ultimate Endgame number 2. Really excited to see like what the fuck the maker's been doing. He's turned into the city itself. Got some X-Men, got the Avengers. We got Magic and Colossus number 1.
hell yeah.
I'm pulling it. I'm pulling it. Nova Centurion, which I'm pulling as well. It's been really good so far. We got Ghost Spider, which I'm not super interested in, but I'm glad it's
I'll
having a
probably
good run.
read Storm. I'd love
Storm,
Storm.
I'm thinking of doing. Not really familiar with any of the people on it, but looks interesting.
Who's writing it right now?
Uh,
Marua Ayodele? I've never heard of him.
you were talking about Logan.
Yeah, Black, White, and Blood. I want to see what happens next. The previous one was pretty good, where it was telling like stories from when he was like early on in his career. So
Mhm.
this one, who's on it this time? Benjamin Percy. That's right. Benjamin Percy's on this one. I guess he's the only one writing in this one.
Potentially.
Mirka Andolfo is doing the art.
Cool. You
So
also got
interesting.
Spirits of Violence, which I didn't really like the first one. I hope it's going decently.
Oh, did you actually read it?
Spirit of Violence number 4, 3.4. Spirit of Violence number 3, 3.4. Spirit of Violence number 2, 3.4. Spirit of Violence number 1, 3.3. I didn't like it. I didn't
Oof.
like it at all. Godzilla Infinity War looks pretty neat.
Yeah, I he's teaming up with Noel in this.
And then the one that infuriates me the most, Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four. That sounds great, right?
Yeah,
Greg Land's doing the cover.
this is why you buy the variant
Variants.
covers. Fuck
Fuck
Greg
Greg,
Land.
fuck Greg Land. Fuck Greg Land.
Thing is, the the coolest variant cover of this has Thor on it though.
Yeah.
What's the other
I don't know what the
one?
fuck they were doing.
There's this other one where it's like invisible woman using like a bubble, but that's fine. I think maybe the one I'll try and get is the one where it looks like an old cover where it's like Planet of the
Maybe if
Apes
they have a
versus
variant of the original of number one, I'll pick it up. But I'm not getting Greg Lantern cover. I'm not owning Greg Lantern cover.
no. He's a notorious tracer, traces
This is porn.
porn on these like you can literally see like on this invisible woman's face that is like a model or something. Like
Yes.
I don't know why Marvel continues to hire him. It really does say something about Marvel when DC has made a statement. Like Jim Lee came out and was like, "We don't promote AI, and we will never have it." But then, nowhere in sight has Marvel ever said that they're not going to use AI. So
Mm-hmm.
it's unfortunate.
But that will be it for today. We will
Was there
see
anything in
all of
the
you.
independent comics?
No, nothing for Image, nothing for IDW. Well, there
Let
was
me
Sonic, but like,
let me
I don't
look
think Sonic
real
right now.
quick.
I may read it some other time.
I'm gonna take a real quick look and see if there is anything. Um,
It was Power Rangers Prime from Boom Studios. That looks pretty cool. I'm
does look
thinking about
cool.
reading Kyle Higgins' run on Power Rangers.
Oh, there's Archie, Army of Darkness #1. That's kind of funny. And then I think there was Gargoyles in Darkwing Duck crossover.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. But those are the only ones that kind of stick out to me on these independent titles.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think that'll be about it.
yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, we
Thank
will
you all
see
for
you all
listening.
next Friday. We're gonna talk about some Endgame.
Heck yeah. And if y'all are reading anything, feel free to say what you're reading, what you think in the comments. I'm always down to see like recommendations and stuff too. Be like, I'm reading this and I think this is really good.
If there's any graphic novels you'd like that you
Yeah.
think I should read, let me know.
I will, and then you too. Like I got to read through my big freaking catalog, or not catalog, but my backlog of stuff. I
Yeah.
just have so much. But
Yeah, we will see you all next Friday.
bye, everybody.
Bye.